How are you, sir? Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Fabulous. I mean, that seems like a bold promise. The best way for it. That is definitely the wrong way round. My brain gets frazzled just by trying to handle YouTube and Twitch at the same time, let alone a third. No apology necessary. I'll do if they can hear me. I'll do the I'll do the admin stuff. How is everyone this fine evening? Welcome. It's me, TJ.
How about if I click now? How about now? Can we hear me now? Hear me now. Can my chat hear me? Possibly. We'll soon find out. Okay, it's loud and clear. Can you hear Musterman?
I can certainly hear you, and I will now speak as well.
Indeed. Can we hear Musterman, chat? Please confirm if we can hear the wonderful Musterman still. We can. Excellent. It works. Technology works, apart from that bloody light that doesn't work.
I mean, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Mate, do you know what? There's songs have been written about 2 out of 3 ain't bad, and I think it was about someone setting up a stream. it was
100%.
It was a song from the future. So welcome one and all. We are tonight joined by the wonderful Musterman, who is going to teach us how to use his skin. His football manager skin, by the way, not his actual skin. Or maybe his actual skin as well. We're going to use Musterman's skin to have a look at our brand new team, because of course we took over at BK Hacken. Hacken, we're going to pronounce it, last night, after finally getting sacked by Rakuf Chestakova. And to be fair, we were there for probably longer than we needed to be honest. But let's have a little nosy at it. There's a few interesting tweaks which Musterman has done for us, which are even better, because we love the guy, but he's gone one step beyond, in the words of Madness. Let's have a little look, Musterman, and yeah, we'll get into it. So strap in, everyone. Tonight we're gonna learn. And learn we shall, Musterman. How are we, sir? How are we? That's the thing. We mentioned this on stream a little while ago, that we had discussed historically the idea of, oh, hang on, we've lost Musterman now. That's a problem, right? Oh, this could be an issue. Bear with me 2 seconds. Let me see where we've gone. There's no Musterman apparently. Let me see. Let me see if I can just change something here, maybe. Properties. Let's put you as. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I'm gonna have to try and work things on the fly. This is never good. Bear with me, everyone. Bear with me. What do I have to do? We're gonna blame the light. We could blame the light. That makes sense. Blame the light. Is there other things we can blame? Voice and audio. See output to. See if I can change that to the. How about I change it to that? Does that work? If someone keeps talking, Musterman, can you just keep chatting away and I'll see if this is going to work. Right, now I can't hear Musterman's. That's not great. How about now? Is that better? Musterman is talking. Did anybody hear any of that? Still nothing. Right, okay, that's fine. So that one doesn't work. How about this one? Right, I can't hear Musterman there, so that doesn't work. Oh, hang on. Did you go back? Did you talk again, Musterman? Still no. Show my OBS. I'm absolutely not showing my OBS to the world. No is the answer for that one. Still nothing on there. This is bizarre because normally this should be set up because we had it all fine. See, the thing is, right? This used to be great when we had what's it called, the Elgato Wave, and it was all set up and it was brilliant. And there was sort of like little ways you could do it all. What's bad about showing your OBS? It's something I'm not clued up upon. All right, well, you should never really show your OBS to anybody, really, should you? Does that work? Can anyone hear me now? When your train screens, we lost it. That's what I thought. Let me go back here.
Is it as simple as setting up a audio source for Discord?
I think it's probably the way
Perhaps.
to do it, to be honest. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Let me see if I can copy that. And I'm going to try and add it here. Okay, see if I can do it. Discord chat. Okay, now the question is, can anyone hear that? Do you want to start talking?
I shall indeed again. Am I still allowed to confess to murder, or have we now got to be careful and not say anything?
I think we are all fine. But he's loud.
Oh shit, they know now.
It's fine, don't worry. Apparently you're loud, but you know what? That's fine. I can try and turn that down just a smidge. How about now?
I've also turned down a little bit on my end as well, if that helps.
People are very snappy now. Like, he's very loud. Turn him down. Turn him down, please.
I can be louder.
You can be louder, yeah. Turn your ears down. You know, it's not Musterman who has to turn his volume down. Right, welcome everybody. By the way, so we should probably say the bit you missed out on. The bit you missed out on at the start was Musterman announcing behind my name here is the TJFM logo. Musterman.
It's about time we got you a little bit of branding on your skin. I mean, it's the least I can do for you showcasing it.
Well, you say the least. This is the most I can do for you, by the way. It's just showing it on screen. So I can't give you any more than actually a platform to go, this is it. Don't know how it works. Yeah, so we said a while ago. Sorry, go on. You go.
I was going to say, to be fair, last time I did a TJ special one, for some reason I superimposed Mbappe's face over yours, and I'm not sure why.
I'm not sure why either. You also changed all the weights to reference animals because we figured that was the only way the SI could really get around the no weight issue.
And attributes have been changed to different flavors of hooch. We haven't gone that far this time.
Oh, we should do, because it's the 30th anniversary of Hooch and they've brought out limited edition cans. So maybe we should do that. Maybe all trading should be done in hooches. So, you know, on a Monday, several hooches. Tuesday, 8 hooches. Match day, 12 hooches. Are we supposed to be able to see Musterman on screen? If not, I support this decision, says Crudmore. We're not supposed to see Musterman on screen, purely because we haven't loaded his camera up. He's allowed a night off. He's allowed a night off, is old Musterman. Nicholas66 is in on the follow. Appreciate that, my friend. Welcome, by the way, to everyone who's here on Twitch, TikTok, and, of course, YouTube as well. I'm just posting out that we are live as well, and the TJFM skin is live as well. So Musterman, last night, of course, as you saw, we may have been sacked in Poland, but let's talk.
You
about
were liberated.
We left.
You were
Poland.
freed.
yeah. I think we maybe have to be slightly careful with the wording around that somehow.
True.
As well. We decided to leave Poland after being told to leave by the manager, by the chairman. But we've taken reins now of BK Hacken, and Sweden's much more fun, isn't it?
100%. I mean, like 200. Everyone's so beautiful in Sweden. It feels like only right that you should end up there.
I think so, and I will one day be beautiful as well. So. Talk us through, just while I post this, talk us through the other little bits and pieces of what makes this a different skin from not just the standard Musterman iconic skin, but the Musterman TJ iconic skin.
Okay, so realistically, there are only a couple of changes in there, which are all focused on the player profile. So to kind of try and help with the visualization of what is good and bad relative to touches. If you pop on over to a random player in your squad, you can't because you're typing stuff.
I can't already. There's Yaya Haya, one of the players that we think is going to become a star, I reckon.
Beautiful. So we now have a couple of little icons on there. We have a blue line which shows where passes completed is, because unfortunately, Football Manager doesn't have a metric called touches that you can see. So that's a really useful way to kind of get a rough approximation of how many touches you have. A player that has a lot of touches, you expect him to do a lot of things in possession. You expect him to do a lot of dribbles, maybe create a lot, maybe score a lot. So the line there just helps you understand kind of where, relatively speaking, those actions we should look for. So anything above that blue line in possession is generally he's doing more than expected.
Right.
So
above the blue line.
Yeah. Yes, up above the blue line. Okay. So Yahaya.
So
I'm not sure.
Yes, isn't he? Yeah.
He is indeed. So we can see from this quite quickly that he's quite good at progressive passes compared to all players, and as expected assists. If we filter down to his position, which is a fullback,
which of course can be seen on the side here. Welcome Tristan Crashco, by the way. Appreciate the follow, very kind. And Angus, worst food on a Sunday roast. Worst food on a Sunday roast. What? Is this what we're getting to already? We'll get to this in 1 second. There's some vegetables mainly. But sorry, go ahead.
It's a fair question to ask. And we also have a red line, which is for out of possession actions. So obviously, if a player doesn't have a lot of the ball, you're going to expect him to do more defending. But generally, the idea is the team overall doesn't have much of the ball. Similarly, if a team has a lot of the ball, then he's probably going to be doing less defending. So again, the red line there is to essentially kind of give you a very quick guide as to where you'd like to see him above for defensive actions. So we can see here with Yaya that he doesn't win many headers, doesn't pressure, doesn't tackle, doesn't win possession. So we've now got an idea of where we should be looking at to understand that information.
Right. Okay. Right. I'm getting me pen. This is all good. This is all great stuff. Slipkey has said, first time catching us on stream, long time listener of the FM Show podcast. Appreciate you, Slipkey. Took inspiration from you for your Israeli podcast episode last year. What? Did I have an Israeli episode last year? I don't think I did. The streaming with an attributeless skin is quite interesting. I'm wondering whether I should start with one of them, Musterman or Statman. You should obviously start with Musterman. Clearly, this because the guy's here right now. So that's the way to do it. I'm doing your work here. Surely this is the way to do it.
I mean, absolutely. I should always promote my own work. But no, Statman is an absolutely fantastic skin. You can actually see his lovely little logo next to the words attacking, because when we were both getting into skin creating a couple of years back, we bounced a lot of ideas off one another. So I've got a lot of love and time for Ben, a fellow Villa fan. It's a brilliant skin. It really creates a very different a way of playing the game as well. Both are absolutely fabulous choices. That man, I believe, has moved a little bit further away from the attributeless approach, generally speaking, but it's still really, really data rich, and it's a fantastic skin. Definitely worth checking out if you're looking for something a little bit different.
Excellent. And just to confirm, it sounds like their Israeli podcast, not my Israeli podcast.
Yeah.
Just good, because sometimes I forget what podcasts I've done, and it turns out that if I've done an Israeli podcast, I go, oh, did I do that? Maybe I did. I'm not sure. Turns out I didn't. RZV, we have switched clubs. Yes, we've left Rakuf. We've now joined Hacken in Sweden. So hopefully this is a better fit for us. And we're in 2032. We're in the interesting part as well, should say, because we're in Sweden. We're in the summer break, right? So it's the mid-season summer break. We've got about 2 weeks until our next match, and then the summer transfer window is going to open up. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to analyze the squad. Our first time we're looking at the squad using attributeless, using data, because this is sort of part of the journey. This is part of the journey. I don't understand many aspects of how Musterman plays and how his skin works. So when I turned up at a new club, I was like, how do I know who's good and who's not? So obviously here's where we are with this one. So blue line is in possession, red line is out of possession. These are new bits that you've put on just for me, is that right, Musterman? These are like little stabilizers, training wheels.
Essentially, it's something that had I been intending to release more skins in the future, it would have been something that I would have incorporated. So something that was there in the background that I didn't have to suddenly rush last minute to create it magically for you. But I think it's something that should be able to help here as we go through this process.
Perfect, lovely. And just to answer the question over on TikTok, Sandro Jr. Is asking, what is the skin? The skin is the Musterman skin, Sandro. So Google Musterman FM24 skin, get it downloaded, and have a wonderful time. So there's not just that. So the blue skin, the blue circles, and the red circles are more useful for me. So I now understand that a little bit better. Ryan Watson, your hair is beautiful. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you a lot. You do my self-esteem wonders. So that's the in possession, out of possession. There's two other little notches that you've added in here as well, which are quite helpful for me and other beginners. I'm going to just click it here with the little bit that says next to playing style. Yeah?
Indeed.
And it says stats hints, and you can't fully see it because my head's in the way, but under there is for defenders, centre-backs, full-backs, defensive mids, attacking mids and strikers, heading percentage and tackling percentage, breaking down what are average decent percentages calculated from the players in this division who have played more than 450 games. Musterman, thank you.
Exactly that. So that is based on this save right now. It's going to be useful now. It might not be useful 2 seasons down the line. I mean, okay. I can't imagine it's going to. Can't imagine it's going to change massively. I'd be very surprised if all of a sudden those things kind of made any significant difference. But yeah. So this is just based on the data currently in the save that you shared with me last night.
Right. Okay. Fantastic. So if we are looking at this, then, so if I'm looking at headers run percentage. A fullback, we'll say fullback, and there's a wing back here, but 65%, so he's under that straight away because he's 53%. And winning his tackles, 77%. He's actually higher. He's 90% on his tackles won. So that's good.
Yes, yeah. So the tackling, really good. You're not going to want to rely on him winning his aerial duels.
Fair enough. That's cool. Love that. That's brilliant. Thank you very much. And then there's another little one here, which is attribute key as well. Now, some people are asking about what the circles meant and how we differentiate what is good and what is not good. And I tried to explain it the other day by going like, when it changes colour, that's really good. And when it changes darker, that's really bad. But you've broken it down here with how you've created the colours yourself.
Yeah, indeed. This was actually in the 1.2 version. So this has been out for a little bit of time. I've given it a slightly fancier little icon there, but that should hopefully be helpful. Especially, for viewers that aren't familiar with it, especially. because it does kind of just give a bit of an idea. It's working using the exact same ranges that the game comes with by default. You know, when you look at the default skin, the attributes have different colors.
Yeah.
And those are the ranges. Those are the terms that the game uses. So apparently 6 to 10 is average, which being under half and claiming that's average, I'm also now going to claim that being 5'9" means I'm average height.
Mate, the problem is though, I'm now looking at various other parts of my body, going average would be an achievement. You know what I mean? So I'm just devalued myself instantly. So this is the thing. So looking where the attributes would have been. So you would have had your 20s, your 15s, or so that would have been like bright greens or whatever. That'd be your excellent attributes. They're your yellows. Goods is like 11 to 15, so you can see that as well. Then of course you start getting averages 6 to 10. Then low is the little sort of dark color dots at the bottom here. So he's not very good at free kicks, penalties, corners. He's dreadful at finishing, dreadful at long shots. So very much a wing back. Yeah.
Very, very much a player that plays in defence because he can't do the other things. Agreed.
And just because I've scrolled it down now, that's what the stats hint looks like as well there. Because I've worked out, I can scroll down and you can see it a little bit better. So cool. Okay. Awesome. Question we've got there from Alexander Valin. Why are you playing with Hacken of all the clubs? Well, basically, I was unsuccessful in Finland. I was successful in Romania, unsuccessful in Poland, and we were now trying to redress that balance by being successful in Sweden. And they offered me a job, and I took it. So that's why we're here, as part of our Journeyman save. Yeah. So, okay, that's brilliant. So that's the initial sort of like landing page almost. If we now start to work out how we group this together, so let's have an initial nosy at our players and sort of see if we can just about work out what our team might look like. There's some things that I'm looking at on this screen right now as a landing page. My initial eyes are drawn to a few things, Musterman. We have quite a young squad, which looks quite good. So I'm seeing one player 33, one player 32, and I've got my glasses on as well to really help me see this. So yeah, 2 players over the age of 30. That's quite good. That means we're definitely going to start building from the youth up. So this means we could be here for a long-term thing. So that's interesting. Do you agree?
I absolutely agree. You've got a wonderful spread. I think I was looking at the experience matrix. You can go to the squad planner and there's the experience matrix, one of those options there. And like probably a little bit too many in the development side, but you've got you've got peak players, you've got emerging players, you've got, generally speaking, quite a balanced squad in that regards.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much in terms of positions.
Yeah, they all seem to be in the same position, don't they, really, to be honest? Frogba, appreciate the follow. Very kind. Can I see Taha Ayari? Very fond memories of him in FM22. I mean, literally, there is no point because it's attributeless, so you wouldn't be able to see anything. And that's even if he's loaded up, because we haven't got the Israeli League loaded up.
I know Ayari is one of your players in the peak section. He's a player I intend to talk about as well a little bit later.
Oh, yeah, go on, right, let's have a look at him then. There. That's it. Doesn't he look great, I think? I don't know. I've got no idea. Go on, talk to us about Ayari then.
Okay, so if you pop in and filter it down by attacking midfielders, so the little icon that looks like the little button that looks like he's dribbling.
Yeah.
We can see he's a very interesting player because he is very, very creative. He also gets into shooting opportunities quite a lot, but can't score for shit.
Yeah, okay, that's going to be a problem, isn't it?
0.4 XG per game, 0 goals per game. He's only played 400 minutes. It's not much to judge upon.
Yeah.
But he's really creative. 0.30 expected assists. I think he could potentially be a very key player for you. As we go through the squad, you're going to see a lot of players that can score but can't create. And very few that can create. So I have a feeling that Ayari might be a player that will come to love potentially.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Perfect. Right, let's go back. So I'm going to keep my eyes on him then. So how I'm doing this, okay, I've got my pen and paper as well. So I'm writing down as we go through. Mirza, we're in Season 9, 2032. If you are brand new around here, by the way, I recommend dropping a follow. Not only on our stream, so follow myself here on TikTok and Twitch and YouTube, but also follow Musterman as well, because Musterman is going to have the patience of a saint this evening. So feel free to drop Musterman a follow as well, and keep your eyes peeled for the FM show when it comes out tomorrow with Zealand and Stans on Patreon tomorrow, Thursday.
Is it coming out? Oh, right, yeah.
For Thursday for public release. I realised once I'd said I've got my days mixed up. Right, let's go through our squad then. So, if I'm being right, okay. Is this your landing page here? This general info, or do you have this filtered again? Because for me, I think this is, as a beginner, I quite like this. This gives me a little bit of an idea of who might be half decent, rather than taking everything off me just yet.
Yes, indeed. So, I mean, I will have naturally used the squad page to go through players. What I would suggest, though, is before we look at a single player, is your intention, do you come into this with a strong idea of how Tony Ball is going to be deployed? Or are you wanting to look at the players and build everything around what we currently have?
So, first of all, I'm going to address a comment on TikTok from someone who's called themselves Noni Madueke. Now, I mean, if you're naming yourself after a footballer, grow up. Second of all, I thought you were Joey Barton for a second. No, you didn't, because my name's not Joey Barton. Right? So, I mean, like you've called yourself, you've named your own TikTok profile a footballer. I mean, I'm just going to double check, because it would be embarrassing if that is Noni Madueke. No, it's not. He's got 50 followers, right? So, do you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, you do have the letters of Joey in your name. I mean, it's not a full anagram.
No, of course not. Yeah, and you know, myself and Joey Barton, we do share a similar feature. We both have a forehead. So there you go. That's where we're at. So yeah, chuck in other people that I don't look like. We'll talk about that as we go through. Sorry, TJ Ball, you were discussing. Right, interesting thought with this one, because what I like to do is I like to work with what I've got. I think that's probably the best way to do it, because you can't be too locked into a system if you don't, because you might not have the players, right? So I think when I turn up to a club, I like to react to whatever I've got and build a tactic around it. It's frustrating, because I quite liked the tactic I had at the end of my time in Rakuf, and I was like, oh, maybe I can start to build and develop this 3 at the back system. But there's always things like going, there's no point turning up going, we're playing with wingers, and then getting there and going, we haven't got any wingers. So you've got to adapt, really. So if you were to discuss what TJ Ball is in its philosophy, irrespective of shape, it is, believe it or not, it is control possession, right? It is relatively short passing, it's nice triangles, it's movement off the ball. I like to play out from the back. Obviously, I don't mind mixing it up and just hoofing it every now and again. I flip between getting deep crosses in or getting to the byline and cutting it back. Again, that'll depend upon my players. I like pace in a team. I like to be able to move the ball quickly. Soak up pressure, hit on the break. That's my default, but whether or not that's what we're going to be able to play here, I don't know. I feel scared with front foot football.
That's fair. Firstly, that comment from Matt Blade is a violation. I approve wholeheartedly.
It's a straight red, isn't it? And you know what? I think there might have been something lost in that translation, Matt, when I spoke to those players. with them, in my defence, with them, I went in thinking I want 3 at the back, and maybe I ignored everything else. But yeah, we were playing nice football. It was just ineffective, really. So there you go.
There were a couple of nice comebacks towards the end. I mean, it was a little too late kind of thing, but
Yeah.
like there were signs of it looking really nice.
Yeah. Like when it worked, it was brilliant, and when it didn't work, it was awful to watch. So, which I think is kind of the TJ way, to be honest. The hand signals didn't work, but my gestures, wasn't happening any of it. Right, I gave Leisure a game. We did. Evening console, by the way. Welcome in, big beefy men. No. I'm very anti-meta. I'm not going to play the meta. That's boring, isn't it? I don't want to do gegenpress. I don't want to do 3 strikers like all next to each other at the top. I don't want to do double volantes because nobody plays with double volantes at all. There's not even one volante in world football. Never mind 2 in the same team. And I don't think that both sides need to have inverted inside forwards. So yeah, no double roles, no big beefy men. That's where we're at. Does that make your job easier or harder?
No, it does. It is kind of whether we want to be assessing the players with a specific style in mind, or whether we want to be assessing the players for what they are good at, and then let that inform us how we go forwards.
I think that's probably smart. Sorry, go on, you go. Sorry.
No, I'll get after you.
I think that's probably smart. I think to come in and see what these players can do would certainly help me create something, because normally what would happen is I'd come in, I'd look at some attributes, and I'd be able to work around that. But because I don't know anything about this team, and because we are trying to do it without attributes, and we're trying to do it with data, I'm going to need all the help I can get, and I'm going to have to be able to try and sort of see if someone can just help a little bit. So yeah, I might not be able to be as bedded to my ideas as I would like. That's
fair. You have set some DNA whilst you're at Rakov, Chesterhofer. Would you say that still carries through? So are you looking at determination, teamwork, work rate, fitness, stamina, and leadership?
I mean, that is my DNA. That's the TJ DNA, really. I'm very much a work harder than the opposition, and we'll be fine. Like, what I want each of my players to be able to try as hard as anybody from the stands if they were told that, right, there's an injury, you've got to go on. Like, irrespective of how good you are, they would just run for 90 minutes, and that's what I want my team to do.
Okay, I mean, I don't want to argue with you. You've invited me on as a guest, but if I was in the stands and they told me I've got 90 minutes, I would try so earnestly hard for the first 7 seconds until I'm so gassed I can't move anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate that. Or try and get yourself sent off early doors and go, well, that's how much I wanted it.
I mean, yeah, if you can give me 7 seconds and then I can spend the rest of the time in some like fancy changing rooms, that would be quite cool.
Yeah, that's what she said, to be honest, as well.
She'd be lucky to get 7 seconds off me.
Yeah, exactly. So are we gonna be stuck with this then? Is TJ Ball not gonna work at Hacken, or are we gonna have to be slightly more open-minded?
I think we will certainly be able to be, if not TJ Ball fully, we could be TJ Ball adjacent.
Ooh, okay. At least. I like that. Consoles asked a question, which I quite like as a question. It says, would it be wise to look more for a tactic that is good against a 4-4-2, for example, and find undervalued players in Sweden to get advantages? It's almost like he's reading our minds.
Indeed. I mean, so it's certainly, we're going to get onto budget at some point during tonight as well, because you've got your a task ahead of yourself for signing players for sure.
They have taken the piss. I'm going to cut straight to it. They've taken the piss with the budget.
Like, the transfer budget isn't the problem.
Really? That £2,000 transfer budget that we've got isn't a problem?
Hop on
It
over
might
to your
be.
finances.
I mean, the wages are a bigger problem, to be honest. The fact we're £3 million in debt is a problem. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun, right?
I mean,
It's
you're
gonna be
what,
fine.
50% over your wage budget?
Yeah, but that's only because Sweden's expensive. Like, this is
That's
maybe
true.
budgeted by someone who's not from Sweden. But
So yeah, it's going to be fun trying to get people to agree contract.
it is. But I'm also
I can offer
thinking,
you £8.
I cannot offer. You need to owe me £12 for having this conversation. There is hope though that because we're insecure, a takeover could happen. I mean, it would ruin the transfer window, obviously. But no, I can't make it any louder, Crudmore. Otherwise it breaks up. I don't know what it is. For some reason, the cloud lifter is not as loud as Musterman's voice. You need to turn yourself up a bit more, I think. This is going to become a youth-only save very quickly, says Rugio. I think he's probably right. Is that any better? Am I distorting at any point here? Let me know if my microphone's distorting. Evening, Dill, by the way. Welcome in. No distortion. All good. Okay, cool. Lovely. Right, let's go with that. Let's see if that works. Nice enough. Right. What we're going to do then? Musterman?
Shall we look at some players and work out what they're good at and what they're bad at?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's start from the top. Right. Goalkeeper, Felix Habila. Dan's asking, how long before TJ does a Swedish accent? I can do one right now if you want. Not a problem. The Swedish accent is probably less offensive than the other accents I've done. So it should be fine.
Are you going full Muppets, like the hurdy-gurdy chef?
Oh, no. You can't call them Muppets, Musterman. That's offensive. Yeah. Right, let's have a look then. So goalkeepers are... There we go. Goalkeeper. Concedes a goal a game.
Which is actually quite good.
That's not bad, actually. It's not bad. He's got 0.37 clean sheets. Hiva fan helvete. Yeah, that means fan helvete, sorry. Fucking hell. That's what that means. I know what that means. It's the same in Norwegian. Fan helvete. So I know what that means. Right, so he's made 3 saves. Hopefully per 90 minutes and not just in general, but you can never tell with these goalkeepers, to be honest. Is that cumulative or is that per 90 minutes?
Thankfully, it's per 90.
Good. Excellent. Fantastic. Craig Hargreaves has said Champman 0102 forever. Yes, Craig. Agreed. I mean, it is a classic. It's a classic version. So, expected goals prevented 0.01. You talked to me about this yesterday. What is expected goals prevented? Yeah,
so we're all familiar nowadays with expected goals. That is when a player takes a shot, the magic maths people out in some, well, they're probably not out in the real world. They're probably in a small little room with no lights. They then work out all the shots that have happened from the same position and seen what percentage of those shots have been scored. And that is then considered to be your expected goals. So if 20% of goals, if you take a shot from just inside the area, let's say maybe slightly to the right of the box, maybe 20% of those shots go in. That is an expected goal of 0.20. So as a striker or any outfield player over the course of the season, you will accumulate expected goals for every shot you take. And then you can measure how many goals a player scored against how many goals they were expected to score. Now a pretty common metric that you'll see discussed quite often by us football hipsters with our silly beards and no sense of the outdoors. Expected goals prevented is the opposite for goalkeepers. Every shot they face has an XG value. You top that all up, and then from that you remove how many goals they conceded. And so if they concede fewer goals than the XG they face, they have a positive XG prevented.
Right, okay. So where does 0.01 fit in? Because I know,
So
I know
whilst that's-
Llama's already tweeted, explain this to me like I'm 5. Like,
Yeah.
we are very much in this situation now. Like, that makes sense. I understand the logic of it. But what does 0.01 mean?
So 0.01 means that he should have conceded 0.01 more goals than he has this season. Now, you can't concede 0.01 goals, but that is a good thing. If it's negative number, that means he concedes more than expected, and that's a bad thing.
That's a problem.
So
That is a problem.
So you want goalkeepers, because their main job is to save shots, with a positive XGP.
Right, okay. So if I were there, anything above minus is good. Okay, lovely. Excellent. Dill's asking here, who's Brad Pitt and who's Jonah Hill in this dynamic? I think I'm the crusty old recruitment team that just sits and goes, this is nonsense.
As a Browns fan, I'd have to be Jonah Hill, as that is based on the current Browns GM, sporting director or something. Also, like Jonah Hill, I'm a fat fuck.
I mean, fair enough then. If that's how we're going, fine, okay, we'll do it that way. In that case, fine, I'll be Brad Pitt then, right? Oh, God. I can't believe that I've got the short straw here. We've got something to spit in. Right, so Felix Habila, he's saving more goals than he's letting in. Fantastic. Love that. Possession lost is a bit higher, so presumably his distribution, he's maybe kicking it long, possibly because he likes to do kicking. Is he maybe launching it and it's not hitting its target or it's not connecting? Is that what that means? Because pass completion is 57%.
Yeah, so his pass completion is 57%. However, his possession lost is a bigger slice than that blue circle. I'm currently pointing at my own screen with a pen, which I've realised isn't even remotely helpful for anyone.
Yeah.
So he's actually not losing possession as much as you might expect for the amount he's on the ball.
Okay.
So for someone who is sending it long, he's doing quite well in that regard.
Right. Okay. Interesting. So Habila, if we then compare him with the other goalkeeper, Leonardo Barrios. Max
Goalkeeping
605.
comparison for stats.
Appreciate the follow there. Very kind. Sorry, lost a man.
Goalkeeping stats don't work on the comparison screen. I haven't updated the bar charts for them.
Right. Okay. I mean,
because I completely forgot I did it with bar charts here.
Yeah. Okay. So dreadful. Right. Let's look at Barrios on his own then. Just see how he gets on. He's made 1 appearance and conceded 3 goals. Already, I think he's dreadful.
Yeah.
So there's that minus that you were talking about, there, isn't it? Minus 1.09.
Exactly that. So over the course of that 139 minutes played, he faced, what's that, 0.85 XG, but conceded 3 goals.
Right. And that's poor, isn't it?
I expand about it. He faced 0.85 goals, 85 XG per 90, and conceded 1.94 per 90. He's not had a good start to his young goalkeeping career.
And he is young. He's 21. I mean, he's 6'3", which we like, so that's decent. But yeah, it's just not. It's not good enough at this stage. So at this moment in time, we're thinking Habila is probably our number one. Is probably our number one goalkeeper.
It would certainly seem that way, and given that he doesn't win possession, so he doesn't sweep up. He doesn't. He tends to send the ball long, so he's probably a regular goalkeeper compared to a sweeper goalkeeper.
Right. Okay. Red keeper. Obviously, Console's making a point there. Who did he play against though? If he played against Malmo, then 3 goals isn't too bad. That is an interesting.
It is. He played in cup competitions.
All right.
So you can see if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of his profile,
Yeah, there. No, non-competitive.
Oh
7.
no.
Oh no, he's played in the. He hasn't got any league. I don't think he's. Yeah, 'cause it should have been there, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it should have been.
Player performance, nothing. Stats. 1 conceded, 5 clean sheets in. Well, he played well in the under-21s. Qualifying. He's decent. Oh, here we go. Sirius. That was it. Unused substitute. Has he even played this season? Is it? Where's this data come from?
So this is one thing that I was going to touch on at the end, is because detail level hasn't been set for these leagues. Whilst you're in Poland, this wasn't giving you full detail. So if you look at the team schedule,
Oh yeah. I can't go and see the goals or anything, can I?
no, you can. I think for the very last game against Sirius, but you can't see any of the games prior to that, unfortunately.
I can't even see that, because I think we looked at that last night. You can't be serious. Yeah.
You get to do that twice every season.
I know, it's great, isn't it? Beckerson's asked, what did you do in the first season and why are there no stats? We did nothing in the first season. We have only just taken over. So we basically have just turned up now. So we have no stats at this moment in time. Console saying, Mielby, we lost 3-1. Oh, in the
yeah,
club,
but
that's when he played, is it? Did he play then? Again, we wouldn't know. We can't get the team. Anyway, right. Anyway, we're splitting hairs at this point.
I mean, we didn't. At that point, we have no ownership over them. We didn't care about Hacken back then anyway. So, that's a different Hacken. We are a new era.
It's the old Hacken. This is the old Hacken. Yeah, this is Journeyman Moneyball. Didn't think of the Journeyman. Oh, we're putting it all in, Beckerson. We're putting it all in. Yes, Dimit, we do know Madney. He was in a few weeks ago. Right, so let's look at Yahaya, who is our vice captain, so instantly just gets a starting berth. I think we had a look at him, didn't we? And he's our wing back.
He's also like your only right back, so even if you didn't want to give him a starting berth, I don't think you've got much choice.
Yeah, but he's more attacking than defensive, isn't he?
Yeah. So you've got it selected here beautifully. We can see that the things that he excels at are expected assists.
Yeah.
He performs highly for shots and non-penalty expected goals for fullback, but he doesn't actually score goals.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily a good thing. So his main thing that he's good at is expected assists.
Yeah.
We can also see progressive passes are just above that blue line.
Yeah.
So he is slightly more progressive than expected.
Okay. That's good. Plus, of course, he gets forward whenever possible as well, so we know that. So he is going to be one of those attacking wing backs, and refrains from taking long shots, which is good considering he obviously hasn't scored yet. So probably for the best that he doesn't do this. Mike, why have we chosen Hacken? And is it Musterman Token? Yes, it is Musterman Token, and we've chosen Hacken because because we are in a journeyman, and we've left Finland, then Romania, then got sacked from Poland, and Sweden's nice, so we went to Sweden. Can this become a Journeyman Moneyball Pentagon challenge? Maybe, Beckerson. Who knows? I can win nothing in several continents. So that's where we are. So that's Yahaya is my right back because we have no others. Joe McNabb, club captain, and Scottish. For me, he feels very much like he is our fullback rather than wing back, I think. Would you agree?
That seems like fair. I mean, so without wanting to put you on the spot, when you look at his pizza chart now, what do you see?
I see that his expected assists is still pretty good, so he must be able to put a cross in from somewhere. So that looks fairly decent. Progressive passes again, very decent. Not as good as Yahaya's, so he's not moving the ball forward. So maybe 0.65 dribbles. That's sort of shot that argument down that he's dribbling. he wins headers, but not. Hang on. Actually, no, he wins a just shy of the average amount of headers, and he's tackling on average. So I would say defensive. I'd say fullback rather than wingback, personally.
Absolutely agree. So, again, what I would say here is progressive passes. That's actually slightly further above the blue line than Yahaya, I think.
Oh, is it?
So he's quite good at helping move the ball forwards. But I think his trait is runs with ball often, and he's only completing 0.65
dribbles.
Yeah. So the number is lower in progressive passes, but relative to the number of passes he completes. So that's what the blue line shows. So it's very confusing at times. In case it wasn't confusing enough to begin with.
No, that makes sense. So so it runs with the ball often. So he should be dribbling more and better. Is that what we're saying here? Yeah.
Yeah. So you would guess that a player that runs with the ball often, but doesn't complete many dribbles, gets tackled before he completes the dribble.
Yes. Yeah.
So that would be one thing I'd be mindful of, that if he's someone who's trying to run with it a lot, but loses it as a result.
Yeah, maybe make sure he's got a bit of cover next to him so we're not leaving ourselves exposed if he's bombed forward. Okay, cool. I like the fact he's brave in the air, though. That's good. And he's a leader. So, again, he's got a bit of TJ DNA.
He's got a really weird attribute profile. So if we look down at the attributes now, this is still useful information. It's not completely attributeless. So the way I tend to look at it is that I am looking ideally at what attributes are excellent, what are average, and what are low. If they're good at things, that's fine. I just want to see what's big, what's small. So bravery, I know that he's going to get stuck in his challenge. He's going to throw himself in for those headers. That's great. Leadership, absolutely fantastic. Determination is a little bit scary for a leader.
Yeah, it's worrying. It's interesting.
That's weird.
But it's new gen, isn't it? So you've got that sort of like little variation in there. But on the initial viewing of that, I think that looks pretty fine for a centre back. The thing that I find interesting is dribbling is decent. First touch is a little bit under, so maybe that's why he's not completing as many dribbles. Maybe his control isn't as good as we'd hope for. His anticipation, maybe he's not. Actually, decision making's fine. Don't know. Maybe he's just not that great.
Could also be his acceleration.
Yeah.
Like he knocks the ball past the player, but then, like me, gets tired. Doesn't have the top speed to get to the ball afterwards.
Yeah, that could be it. A15 saying looks like a wide centre back in a 3. Interesting. I'd be worried about that headers though. 62% in the centre back possibly. Andy Ladd, yes, we're using Musterman skin over here. So so McNabb's a left back, and I think McNabb's our starting left back because Bilal Conte is the only other player that's got left back next to him. But this looks like a centre back to me, and I know he's only played a few games. But let's have a look at Big Bilal. He's 6'2", and he's 26. So let's have a look. Defensive centre backs. So he's won 100% of his tackles in his 3 matches. That's good. He's won 81% of his headers in his 3 matches. That's good. He's done 0.67 dribbles per match. Again, really high slice of the pie. That looks good. He's winning the ball back a lot. 19 possessions won. He's not losing the ball here. He looks like he's had 3 very good games.
He has indeed had 3 very good games. And that there is the little risk of it being such a small sample size.
Yeah.
So we don't necessarily know enough about kind of who the opponents were against and what that's like over a sustained period of time. I believe he's returning from a broken leg. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, you have it hovered over. He's recovering from a broken leg, so he's been out for a while as well.
He's been out since March. Also, his attributes don't look great. So, again, physically, an absolute specimen. Like, very agile, very well balanced, good stamina, decent fitness, good pace and acceleration. Maybe that's gone now. He's broke his leg, possibly. Concerned about his bravery and his decision making. Okay, that's a concern for a centre back. And then he doesn't seem to be able to do anything really in terms of playing football. Like, you know, his vision's appalling. Like, his passing's not great. His technique's not great. His ball control is really poor.
I mean, just at a glance, he is the perfect example of a no-nonsense centre-back, right?
Yeah.
He's someone who's physically capable.
Yeah.
He can defend. Give him the ball and he shits the bed.
Yeah. I'm going to keep an eye on him.
He's also injury prone.
Yeah. What's his history for injuries looking like? Oh, yeah. Like, what we need to do is we need to turn him into glue, really. Like, he needs to be put down. What's our insurance on this guy? Can we is there anything that isn't covered?
Well, the good news is he's out of contract in 6 months.
Yeah, that's cool. That'll get him off the... how much is he on? $2,500 a week, mate. Get gone. But I've got a feeling I'm going to fall in love with this guy. I feel like because he's injured and because he's like... I feel as he's going to be at the runt of the litter, and I'm going to be hoping that he plays well.
He's also your only left-footed centre-back.
He stays. He stays. Right, okay. So, well, he's injured anyway. So let's think about this then. Oh dear. Right, centre back Zekovic.
Certainly, from the point of what we've got so far, we've got Habila, who is a goalkeeper. We've got Yaya, who's a wing-back. We've got Joe McNabb, who's a defensive-ish full-back. Yeah. We've got Bilal Conte, who is a no-nonsense centre-back.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at Zekovic.
This is our ball-playing centre-back, isn't it? This is our guy who's going to move things around. Look, it's bloody hell. Non-expected penalty goals, XG. I mean, what's all this all up here? How is it so high? Shots.
Because it's comparing him to centre backs.
Yeah, but I mean,
so if he's someone that wins
R9.
headers at corners,
yeah, that's a good point. Which he might or might not. He only wins 72%, but
you know that like a striker might have 0.5 xG per game because they're getting lots of shots.
Mm-hmm.
A centre back with 0.14, because centre backs don't have anywhere near as many shots as strikers. That's really, really high in comparison.
Yeah.
But what's really useful about this is this does contextualize a little bit about his headers one number. So if you look at your lovely little stats hint.
Yeah, okay. Just to confirm, Threxy on TikTok, yes, we're using the Musterman skin. So this is attributes off, data on. That's what we're using. Okay, so if you want to find that, search Musterman FM24 skin, and it'll show up for you. Right, jumping, good. He can jump. That's why this XG is high, isn't it? As you say, get him near post corners, aim everything towards him. Centre back winning header percentage. He's average.
Bang on the average.
But he's under for tackles.
But also, he's bang on the average, but he's also a target at set pieces. Now, if you think about set pieces, do you expect the player that's being aimed at set pieces to win their headers 72% of the time? How many corners connect, roughly?
Probably less, I would say.
So
yeah.
That's going to bring his overall header win rate down. So defensively, his header win rate is even better than that.
Okay. So think about headers holistically.
Oh, good word.
Okay, so defensive headers versus attacking headers. I'm going to put e.g. target at corners. Right. Okay. That's interesting. So So yeah, so okay, so defensively he could be winning, for example, let's say 87% of his headers, but because he's only connecting with say 30% of his attacking headers at corners, overall he's only connecting with 72%. Yeah,
exactly that. So it's something to always be mindful of.
yeah.
Now the problem is there isn't anything that splits it out, so you can't look up that information
Yeah.
like properly. You've got to kind of guess a little bit.
Mhm.
But if the centre back is getting is performing high in terms of percentile for shots and XG and things, that probably means that he's going to be the target at set pieces.
Right. Okay. Perfect. Got that. So he's our beast. He's our guy. Plus he's worth over £1 million, so he must be good. Mick's asking, is there a cheat sheet on each position? I've tried this skin and it's hard. Hopefully we're getting through that tonight, Mick. I'm hoping there's some sort of description as to what we're doing. This is interesting though, and I wanted to talk to you about these, and finally we've got one that's highlighted. There is some position descriptors. This is what I've been talking about in the podcast. What I mean about position descriptors for players. So this is Zekovic is the aggressor as a defender. You categorise him, Musterman, as an aggressor. Doesn't shy away from getting involved. Excellent at winning back possession in the air and on the ground.
Yes. So okay, let's put some context into this. So these are actually based on I think it's the athletics archetypes.
Yeah.
So this is an approximation in FM of this way of categorizing players. Rather than thinking about them in terms of positions, it's them in terms of functions within a team.
Yes.
So Zekovic here is excellent at winning back possession in the air and on the ground. That means that he has over 70% header win rate, over 75% tackle win rate as well. If that situation is met, I think he's also got to win possession above a certain number. I can't even remember my own stuff that I did. So that will then activate that archetype so that you know. He's also, however, really, really good at he's registering high in terms of blocks and clearances as well. So he's also up there as an anchor. He's a defender who is pretty much doing everything.
Yeah.
Apart from progressive passes.
Right, which is interesting as a ball player. So you'd think that he would be doing that. He's even dribbling. He's had 2 dribbles.
In 12 games.
Yeah, I mean, still for a centre back in TJ world, that's quite progressive. He's borderline libero for me. 92% pass completions. Again, he might just be doing little sideways passes and moving the ball around, playing the short, sensible pass. So I'm all right with that. 15 clearances.
Yeah, he's
good. Again, get the ball gone.
Yeah, I mean, so I think like overall he has 15 possession one per 90. Oh, excuse me, I'm about to burp.
That's right.
Yay, I managed to mute in time. That is a skill I'm usually rubbish at. So 15 possession one per 90, which is very, very good. He's really, really active at doing all those things that helps shore up that defense. That could be interceptions. That could be just sweeping up other players' tackles and loose balls as well. So he's a very good player.
Right. So we're going to categorise him as our star player straight away, right? I don't need to see any more. I know he's the best player in the team just by looking at this already. If we've got someone who's half as good as this guy anywhere else in the team, we shouldn't be sat in 11th.
Hopefully.
Okay, interesting. Eddie Enivia has said, as a Swede, Häcken have brutal youth. Have a looked at Mitrovic, Brushberg, Andersson, Onman and Mueller. So we've just taken over the job in 2032. So unless those players are still here, some of them might be. We don't know. We're only just having our first little nosy around. But apparently our youth setup seems fine from what we had a little nosy about last night. Star player. There's 3 already. So we'll do a bit more digging into that. But we, and we're expected to have a half decent youth intake as well this year. So fingers crossed, because we've got no money. So fingers crossed the youth is going to come through fine. Harry Farrington says went to watch Häcken on holiday in Gothenburg a couple of years back when they won the league. It's meant to be. It's meant to be. It's meant to be. Right, so Zekovic is our ball player. Let's have a look at Tobias Graf. And have a look.
Yes.
Think about what we've got here. Instantly, my eyes are drawn to 19 years old and 6'5". That's. I don't need to see any stats. Don't need to see a thing. This guy.
He a big boy.
Yeah, like book him to the moon. Okay, so what's he got? He's only winning 81% of his headers. Presumably everyone else is just shit scared of him and lets the ball just drop. So he doesn't have to win the header. He's just physically there. Or again, maybe he's the target at set pieces. So he's winning 112% of headers, but then is not winning as many on set pieces. Tackles 83%. So again, he's in the upper echelons of the league average. He's moving the ball forward as well, so he's probably more of a ball player than Zevkovic. He's getting it forward, whether it's a clever pass or not, whether he's just hoofing it, I don't know. He's winning the ball back. He's losing the ball a lot though, so he is hoofing it, isn't he?
He's hoofing it, yeah.
He's hoofing it.
But if we consider that he completes 90% of his passes, so he's attempting about 50. Right. He's losing the ball. 4 of those times he's losing the ball. A couple of other times that might be, I'm guessing, like headers that go completely astray or something like that. Headers that go in the wrong direction and things like that. So he's hoofing it, but it's not that bad. It's not like he's hoofing it aimlessly. He's connecting down the pitch 4.5 times per game.
Yeah.
He's winning his headers. He's winning his tackles. He's a big meaty boy. What more could you want?
I'm just putting likes a hoof, wins headers, is massive. Right, so that's cool, excellent. Right, we're buying a Tobias Graf shirt, everyone, and the coaches would agree as well.
So what I would note about him,
he's one of our own as well. Sorry, you go.
No, he's slow as fuck and he can't turn. So you might want to consider that when it comes to like your defensive line.
Yeah, but he just hoofs the fucking thing away, doesn't he? Just don't need it. Just eventually he'll turn around and then poof, get it gone. Right. Okay, slow. I'm just gonna put slow and can't turn. Oh dear.
Well, that's not a problem. I mean, that hasn't stopped many players. Why can't I think of slow defenders anymore? There's got to be some, right, in the Premier League.
There's got to be. We'll have
Gary Breen made a whole career out of it.
Michael Keane, Richard Dunn. Yeah.
Yes.
Steve.
Yeah, he is Richard. I mean, he looks a bit like Richard Dunn as well.
But he's not got 18 own goals though. That's the only thing.
Yet he's got his whole career ahead of him to score those 18 own goals.
Yes, he has. We could make him that. Harry Maguire as well. Yes, you know what? Do you remember when England fans thought Harry Maguire was the best centre back ever, and then went, oh, actually no, turned out we don't like him now. Harry Maguire, Colin Hendry, Bobo Balde. I like that. Okay, what have I walked into? No idea, Pilgrim. No idea. And I'm here, and I still don't know. Let's look at Arsalan Bahari, Iranian centre half, who has played 12 matches, so is clearly one of our first choice centre backs at the minute. Presumably working with Zeshevic more regularly than Graf. Evening, Jam Thoughts. Nice to see you, my friend. How are we? Welcome to the world of Moneyball. Hope you're well, pal. Hope life is treating you good. So yeah, plays no through balls, which is interesting. He plays just shy of 4 progressive passes a game. Not brilliant, but it's enough. He's dribbling the ball. Okay. I don't know why, but he's getting there. He's winning the ball back. fine. He's pressuring the ball. That's what I like. He's winning just over his headers in the. So he's a better centre back than most for headers, but he can't tackle for shit. Is that about right? What do we think, Musterman?
Oh, sorry, I accidentally muted when I went to burp again. I've been
That's
talking
right.
for like the last 20 seconds. Yeah, he's shit. No,
Yeah.
just the tackles, the tackle win rate, and
Yeah.
the fact that he's been starting regularly as a centre back, I think might be why you're in 11th.
Right. Okay. Fair.
Granted, defenders will challenge for more headers during a game than they will tackles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, header win rate is more important than tackle win rate, I would say. But
Yeah.
also, 65% is so far below what you'd expect that that's worrying.
Yeah, especially when they're
But-
saying that he's, potential for star player in the league.
Indeed, but he can carry the ball. He
Mhm.
doesn't lose it much.
Yeah.
He pressures, so he can step up out of, like, I don't know, like a midfield role.
Mm-hmm.
So he gives you depth at centre back, but could be a defensive midfielder.
Yeah. He's also unsporting, so he's clearly a bit of a prick, which I quite, we
I
always
mean,
need
he's would you describe him as an arse villain?
I would. That's exactly what I would do. This is why you're here. This is why you're here. So appreciate that. Excellent. What else have we got here? There's some questions I've got. Jim, all my social media is full of TJ hot takes. Oh, I'm on an absolute roll, aren't I? I'm on a great time at the minute. Yeah, I'm winding the right people up as well. If you've not seen me throwing shade all over the place, YouTube is the place to be. I'll have another video out next week about why graphics does not mean the game will get dumbed down. Oh, actually, right, before we do this, sorry, I am going to slightly distract myself. I spoke about this, didn't I? About all these people who go on about updated graphics and new graphics in FM26 will absolutely mean the game is dumbed down, okay? And I put a poll out, very specifically asking that question, right? And it said, as I keep hearing this a lot, do you 100% believe that improved graphics and a new UI means that FM26 and beyond will be dumbed down? Right? Who 100% believes this? Who 100% believes this? 47.2% of the people who responded to that poll believe this. Where have these people come from? Musterman, what? How is there so many sane people in the world?
I like to try and sit in as diplomatic a space as I want, but
I do
this
as well.
isn't a surprise. Research shows this, so a huge part of like the skin making process is about understanding user behavior and things like that. And there's a really boring concept, sorry to bore you all, about progressive disclosure, which is whereby you minimize the interface, you reduce the amount of information there, and you make it so that you can progressively find more information as you need it. And all the research shows that every user comes into those studies saying, I want all the information on the screen at once. And you will test them using all the information on screen. You'll test them using a much more refined design, and they will still tell you, I want all the information on screen. And what a user wants does matters a huge amount. But when you then test to see how quickly they're able to find the information they're able to use, how much information they're able to retain, you know, in terms of like, generally speaking, how much easier it was to use the interface, the minimalist design with the progressive disclosure always comes out on top.
Yes. So what we're trying to say is, just for me to condense this down, is people are idiots. Is that right?
Not at all. Not at all. People like to have agency. See, why am I being so diplomatic? Yeah, they're all fucking it. No, you're not all fucking idiots. You're only some of you. No.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. People understand FM as a simplification of football management. No console, they don't. They think it's real. This is the problem. There's too many people think this is real. And they haven't worked out as well that by putting a 3D match engine in, the game didn't dumb down from when it was a 2D game. This is the bit I can't get into people's heads. Like, I'm fighting a losing argument here. The game's got more shit in it than it needs right now. So putting more graphics in doesn't mean it's going to be dumbed down. There's going to be more pointless things in here as we go further, but it's going to look shinier. Oh, anyway, back to Hacken. Let's see what happens.
No. Let's reminisce. Let's go back to Championship Manager Italia.
Yeah,
because that was a game that I could play as an 8-year-old badly, but I could play it as an 8-year-old. And you had some player names, you had some attributes, and then you go into a game and things flash and you lose 6-0 and you have no idea why. I mean, technically that's more complex because you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, 100%. And people played that and stuck with it. Yeah. So people built and continued their journey as the game got more complicated, as the graphics got better. People stuck with it, but apparently now we're at the point where if it gets better, then that is clearly getting worse. I don't understand. I think there's too many old fuddy-duddies kicking around, and I am now not one of them. Right? I'm now not an old fuddy-duddy.
It's also a game that's 30 years old.
Yeah.
And it's built up a wonderfully loyal fan base that, we're all getting older. We might have a little bit less time than we had 20 years ago to play the game. And so when you when change comes about, that is more disruptive. The prospect, I'm really looking forward to FM26 because it's having this refresh. The opportunity to try and cast away some of the bad habits that I've accumulated over the years and learn something, hopefully, that feels fresh and new.
Yeah.
But I also understand that that's a scary proposition. When your comfort game might change significantly, that requires an undertaking you might not be prepared for, and that's completely understandable.
Yeah, I get that, but I do think, as you said there, we play this game too much on autopilot. So it's not actually, like, to be fair, it's already dumbed down. If we're playing on autopilot, we're not thinking about it. So I don't know. I'm going to make a video of things they could take out that wouldn't actually make a difference. And that'll just anger more people. But no, we need the social media feed in. We need to know which group of players are in a WhatsApp group together. No, you fucking don't. No one cares. It's not going to make a blind bit of difference, is it?
I love the social feed. I know it's going, but if you peruse Reddit every now and then, you will invariably see what on earth is this nonsense on my social feed post with a picture of somebody saying something really stupid. You're like, this has wonderfully encapsulated Twitter's nonsense. Because rest assured, after every Villa game, I could probably find very easily 5 tweets that are the complete opposite of one another, none of which I would ever agree with.
No, and that bit I understand. Do I need to vote for the best player and manager in Romania? No, it doesn't really make a difference, does it? Like, some things, just take it away. Like, we don't need it. If we're going to put that in, then have me do my pre-match program notes. It's just as
Little did you know, Tony, that was your success in Romania. Your attachment to the league and all the players you voted for. That's what was missing in Poland.
True, it was actually. Yeah, there was that. So Sweden, I hope that you've got some sort of some engagement with me via voting. Ironically, in Poland there was no polls. So there you go. Sigurd Eversson, 6'3", 24, blonde. I mean, which squad numbers are you getting? Number 8, number 10. I mean, he's wearing number 6, but for me, he doesn't look like a 6. I'm going to use a new word. I think he looks like an 8. I think he sits a bit higher up the pitch. Central midfield on attack, maybe. Likes to get forward. Not dribbling. Well, dribbling clearly. But I think his expected assists are like 0.2, so that looks decent. Progressive passes are fine. He's not really winning a lot of headers, which we're not really expecting him to do. But actually, no. Maybe I'm going to go back on this. Is he a central midfielder on support, because he's winning the ball back, I suppose, but he's losing it, isn't he? This is the bit I can't understand. This possession loss bit. Sorry, go for it.
This is going to be where I think we start to get a little bit more complicated, especially with roles where maybe they could play in an attacking capacity, maybe they could play in a defensive capacity. I'm trying to work that out.
Yeah.
So the first thing, we've got this here on an attacking midfielder, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if we use that blue line as a guideline, he's completing 40 passes per game. So compared to attacking midfielders, he's on the ball a lot. And so whilst he's got a lot of progressive passes, he's winning possession quite a bit. He's got high expected assists. Ignore the possession one bit there for a moment. Progressive passes, expected assists, they look good, but they are below that blue line. So relative to what you might expect for how much he's on the ball,
yeah,
maybe he's not as impactful as you would expect.
Yeah.
But if we look at him as a defensive midfielder, where he's involved, if we were to assume he was involved a little bit deeper, his creativity is good and everything else is a little bit shit.
Yeah. So he's
he's played 8 games as a central midfielder, 2 as a defensive midfielder, which you can see by clicking on the little position pitch up in the top right hand corner of his profile.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it looks like he's being used perhaps in a less attacking capacity, but not completely defensive. So maybe a supporting player, as you kind of identified. That might be shit.
Yeah, he doesn't look great. What's his contract looking like? He's out of contract next season, so he's not costing us too much. I'm going to put CM Everson back up. Not creative. Not anything really. But can jump.
He can jump. House of Pain would love him.
Well, and again, that is what our new walkout is. So we'll make that. He's a jack of all. He's a jack of no trades, master of no trades. Romeo Amane, though. I mean, I can already see argues with officials. I like this guy. He's wanted. Dead or alive? He's not Bon Jovi, is he? So it says here advanced playmaker. I've already sort of cheated a little bit. Had a bit of a nosy up there. 2 goals, 2 assists in 10 matches. So expected assists.
Where's he played, though?
Where's he played? Good question. He's played as a DLP almost, hasn't he? As a DM. He's more effective
I would look
as a centre than he is defensively.
I would look at him in terms of those groupings, because there isn't a central midfielder grouping. I would view him as a DM. So when looking at his pizza chart accordingly.
Right, okay. How do I get that screen back off?
Click back on the pitch in the top right.
Click on the pitch. Alright, cool. Nope.
Hide the notes as well. You click on the note icon again.
Yeah, and then hide that. Got you. Right. Okay, so if I
just exit out and back in.
That's all right. So if we go to defensive, right? Okay. So he looks better in this position then as a DM. Right, he's winning the ball more. His expected assists are above the average out of possession. No, in possession, sorry. Non-penalty XG is getting higher. He's scored a couple of goals, which again is better than what you'd expect for that position. Dribbles, 1 dribble per match. So 30% of the headers. So he's not like So he's obviously not like an anchor or anything. Sorry, you go.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, we're looking at that blue line for possession, or things you do whilst on the ball. So his dribbles are much higher than that. Expected assists much higher than that. Goals are much higher than that. He is your segundo volante, box to box type midfielder. He operates in deep spaces, but he carries the ball. He creates. He scores. He wins tackles at a really good rate. 80% is brilliant. I think for defensive midfielders, you're looking at about 77%, so he's above that. He wins possession. He does a lot of good things. As a console, as I said, so there isn't a midfielder central option in the buttons. You either you look at midfielders within a more deeper context, or you look at midfielders within a more attacking context. If that's your DM and your AM split there. If you try and think of it in terms of build-up shape, people talk about like a 2-3-5 or a 3-2-5. Your defensive midfielders, your central midfielders, they tend to be part of that middle tier, which is what Amane is. He's playing as either a central midfielder or a defensive midfielder. So you look at him compared to that DM slot. Does that make sense?
It does.
No,
it does. I'm gonna add a question in now. He's earning $3,500 a week, right? He's wanted by Djurgården. We're overspending on wages. Before we even pick our team, can we get a cheaper version of him? Or is this a foolish idea to consider trying to get rid of one of the better players?
This, I think, is going to be the crux when we get to the end. Is that I think that basically with your finances in the situation they are, you have to consider every single player for sale.
Yeah. No, do you know what? No, that's absolutely fine. Like, that's kind of what I'm expecting. So if I look at these players and go, right, okay, this is what they are, let's get rid. But then obviously be aware and go, right, okay, this is what we're going to have to look to replace, and find a cheaper version. So, okay, that makes sense. So
one element I would consider, and as I say, we'll touch this later, is I think you need to, I looked at it last night, I think you need to sell your top 5 earning players to be able to get underneath your wage bill.
Right, okay. That's not going to make me popular with the fans, is it?
It's not going to make you popular with fans, and then it's only going to just get you underneath the wage bill. So being able to try and replace those 5, potentially your 5 best players for signings that are going to cost maybe £10 per week, might be a struggle. And there might be an element of very little transfer activity to begin with, getting through to the end of the season, letting some contracts expire, and then kind of reassessing for next season more than being able to do much beyond loans about now.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's handy to know. Mikkel Stanovic. False 9, apparently.
Yes, everyone's favourite positions, the defensive midfielder, left midfielder, attacking midfielder, false 9.
And obviously...
Can't play central midfield, though.
Let's also add in, he's 5'5". So... but with that comes a lot of balance and a lot of teamwork.
Exactly. Right, so first things first, 72 minutes, ignore his pizza chart.
Yeah.
Fuck all we can assert from that. Attribute-wise, good balance. That's cool. Yeah. I mean, he could join the circus.
Yeah. He could maybe be a really good waiter carrying plates. Yeah. Obviously, he wouldn't be able to reach them from the top of the pass because he's only 5'5". But interesting. Okay.
He can dribble, which means he can carry the plates as well.
Yeah. He's unbelievably, he's not very good at jumping or heading. Who'd have thought? Little Mickey Stanovic. like he might be a player. We never know. We don't know. He can play everywhere. He's going to become useful because he's not on $3,000 a week. Yeah.
He's going to become useful because we need players. Yeah, so there's very little you can judge really here. We can see that he can dribble, got good technique and first touch, so he's comfortable on the ball. He can score. He's got good balance, so he's going to be able to shield the ball quite well.
Yeah.
He can't turn whilst he's on the ball. He's got no agility, but he can shield it. He can shield it, and that's all that matters. Yeah, like he's probably going to be someone that might get some minutes here and there, and you'll see whether he does anything good or not.
Okay, cool. He's Swedish Darius Vassell. Pop him on there. See we go. Oh, look at this handsome devil. Like, people say that the new gen faces are crap. I'm not having it. Look at this. Look at this absolute stud muffin here. Peter Hyland with a shock of long Scandinavian blonde hair. Oh, I think I'm in love, Muster Man.
Peter Hyland is a babe. That's all I have to say. That's the entirety of my analysis of him. He's just a babe.
Yeah, the Swedish Ginola, who's being called in the chat, which I'm all for. You know, 7 appearances. I bet he hasn't got his socks or his shorts dirty once. I bet. I mean, look at this. Attacking midfield. He's a regista. Do you know what? Fine, I believe him. Okay? I'm sorry. Normally, I don't believe anybody's a regista. But if he says he's a regista, whatever. Fine. You can be whatever you want to be. James, appreciate the follow on TikTok, by the way, my friend.
He's also... So, regista plays in the defensive midfield spot. First thing to note.
Yeah.
So, you probably want to view him as a defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
Because I really do... When I call him a babe, I mean it. This is a guy, right? If we look down at his attributes...
Yeah.
He can't mark. His positioning is fucking awful. He's not really particularly good at tackling. He lacks bravery. He can't concentrate. He has no work rate. He also wins 84% of his tackles.
Ooh.
He wins possession 10 times a game.
Looking like that.
He doesn't lose the ball much. He is really progressive compared to how much he's on the ball. He wears the number 10, but he might actually be a regista. The only thing he doesn't do is dribble.
Right, okay.
He doesn't create, so maybe you don't want him as a regista, but he is someone to who would probably tie things up in a deep midfield position quite well. He will help you push the ball forwards to your more creative players to create for your strikers. Peter Hyland is a 19-year-old stud.
Yeah, isn't he just? Isn't he just? Can he deep line playmaker? Do you reckon? Is he?
I would say on defense.
Is he the Swedish Perlo?
Maybe more Carrick, I would say.
Oh, I'd take that. Mark loves the podcast. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you, my friend. This fella's more of a 10 than a 6, just silly numbered. I mean, look, Peter Hyland can wear whatever number he wants, right? Lovely hair, straight in the first 11. Absolutely miss a life. 100%. This guy turned up wearing pink boots and nobody batted an eyelid. They went, yeah, of course.
You don't have a single player with the number 1. I'm just saying.
Oh, that would be good. That would be class. There's only one Peter Hyland, literally, because it's on his back. A regista. What is a regista even? It's an aggressive deep line playmaker. Possession-orientated systems. That could be us. Giving complete freedom to dictate and play from the deep positions. Offers dynamic, unpredictable, creative outlet.
See, that's why I would say he's not a regista.
No, he's
because
not.
His expected assists, 0.09, not quite there. Yet, he's 19. He could well be.
He could be. Deep line playmaker operates in the space between the defence and the midfield, aims to initiate attacking movements via pinpoint passes to players positioned higher up the pitch. Primarily a creative player, the deep line playmaker also has to be competent in the art of defending. Well, he can tackle. Can't he? He can tackle. Maybe he's our DLP. Possibly. think I'm in love
Click
with Peter
on
Hyland. I think I'm in love. In a 4-4-2, that would be the key role, says console. Click on what? Sorry, Musterman.
So when most of the buttons, you just click back on that same button to change it. So with the pitch at the top,
Yeah.
clicking it on and off hides and shows and hides the breakdown of roles.
Yeah.
With the notes pad, it's the same thing. You click the little notes icon each time.
Yeah. Williams Gallery in on the follow, by the way. Very kind. Appreciate that. As is Probus Snake. He's 10 out of 10 for all the women in hacking. Welcome, by the way, to the United City FM, who's dropped in as well. Appreciate you. It's Oren. Appreciate the follow as well. Kev is in. Yeah, I'm teaching Musterman how to play with Moneyball, Kev. It's really frustrating. He gets easily distracted. But this guy looks... Yeah, he's going to be good, isn't he? I'm going to ignore all these cons because I think that's just the scout is just jealous. So he's do you know what? He's not a very nice person. Oh yeah, whatever. Right. I'm sure he's fine. Right. So that's our DLP for Highland, possibly. Sajad Zare. Traits, yes. I think. Want to rephrase that? I don't even know what I said. To be honest, I'm just...
He's got them all.
Said words.
And does nothing with it.
No. He's crap, this lad. He's pressuring the ball a lot, but what's he doing when he gets there? He's not tackling. He's not winning his headers. He's not winning the ball back.
He's not creating. He's not progressing. He's not dribbling. He's not shooting.
Yeah, he's just... Do you know what? He's not even learning from Highland. So, be memorable. His hair's crap, right? Sorry, Zare, you're not playing. How many games has he played?
He does have one positive aspect to him, and that is he's on only 300 quid a week.
There is that. I also like the fact he's got 2 yellow cards in 3 games, so that's quite good as well. Shows that he's happy to just throw his feet in for no reason. But yeah, he doesn't look very good, I don't think. Some people ask for a big name signing. They don't come bigger than Ibrahim Halil Turkmen.
I'm sorry. I don't want to accuse SI of racism. But are you really telling me that they named a Turkish player Turkmen? They had that in their database. They're like, yeah, we're just going to call him Turkmen. Wait until you check out later. You'll get a youth player through called Swede.
Yeah.
You can do better than that.
Have you seen Johnny Estonianman? No, he's coming in, yeah. Right, a Turkish player who predominantly working off the bench. 8 appearances off the bench. Very quick. A bit of pace in the team. Okay. Attacking midfielder. A Mazzala. Ooh. Do you reckon Hyman's going to be playing balls? Hyland knocking balls in for him. 36%
We've got to be
percentage.
we've got to be careful with Hyman. We don't want to break him too early. I feel really unclean saying that.
Good. Right. So, pass completion is pretty decent. He's getting up to the top there in the 88%, which is good. He is having a fair amount of shots. His XG's probably a little bit less, so he's not getting into good positions, probably shooting from bad areas.
That does suggest so indeed.
Have I read that right? Get in. And yeah, he's winning the ball back, but that's not really his job because obviously we're trying to push him a bit higher up the pitch. But he's obviously picking up second balls because he's not pressurising the ball. So potentially he's getting drop downs, maybe.
Indeed. So obviously it's worth remembering that's in context. So compared to attacking midfielders who's winning the ball a lot,
Yeah.
that's going to be a lower number overall than players in deeper positions. And you still want players in attacking areas that do good things defensively. So his 90% tackle win rate is encouraging.
Oh.
He's winning possession. That's kind of encouraging as well. But, I mean, he doesn't create. He takes bad shots and he doesn't score. It's not particularly dribbly. He's not the most progressive compared to how many passes he has. He does look maybe like... He certainly hasn't found his fit here yet, at the very least. He doesn't look like a starter, that's for sure. But maybe he could surprise...
Sorry, I was going to say, I mean, I've just clicked on his stats as a forward, right? Now, I know obviously as a forward, he looks much better. He's got 10 pressures attempted as a forward. His shots, of course, are still not... I'm wondering whether he's potentially... Could we have him as a DLP? Could he be a link?
So, when thinking about the pizza chart groups, think about what position they're actually playing in. So, naturally, if you look at a centre-back, but you look at him compared to forwards, the centre-back's going to be like completely all the way up the top in terms of things like possession won, possession lost, and all these kind of things, because they're getting very different opportunities.
Agreed.
So maybe he could be. I mean, the fact that Turkmen has exceptional acceleration, he's got good composure, he's got good off the ball. I think there's always going to be an element of he probably could do something in a different position, whether that's up front, maybe if that's out wide either as well, you know.
Yeah.
There is certainly always the possibility they might do something beyond what they've shown up until now, but it's a case of experimenting and risk.
Yeah. I'm just going to put Turkmen, don't know. Fast, takes bad shots, don't know. Okay. Let
me have a look at one other thing. So I've got FM open on my PC with a couple of other little bits that I can see in the squad view. So I've put in things like cross percentage and stuff in a squad view rather than the thing. He does have a 0% cross success rate in open play. Right. So maybe he's not a winger.
Okay. Where have you put that? Sorry, in your squad view.
Just in.
So I put on. Do you want to ping me that and I'll import it and see what it looks like?
Oh, okie dokie. Let's see if I can work out how to do that.
Right. Emil Kornvig is already transfer listed and 33, so I don't really think I want to see him. Team does Twitch. Sorry, you probably went over this ages ago. How do you start attributeless with the first club when no one has any stats? Good question, Dubs. Guesswork, I think, is the flavour at that point.
You've still got attributes. You don't know it. You've now got attributes with a range of 1 to 4, 1, 2, 3, or 4, rather than 1 to 20. So you can get a slight idea, and then you watch the games. You go, wait a second, that bastard ain't doing what I asked him to. Let's try someone else, and you will eventually build up that knowledge over the first 6 months or so, which is just about time to come to the first proper transfer window, when you now then know who you need to F off out the door. Why did I tense myself? I've been swearing quite liberally up until now.
Yeah. Oh, and it's past the watershed. Best watch my mouth.
So you use attributes, you use your coach reports, you try things out, and you make judgments accordingly.
Kornvig's transfer listed. Am I right in thinking he's a defensive midfielder? Actually, no, likes to arrive late in the area. Maybe he's an attacking midfielder.
So Kornvig's an interesting player. Because he's a little bit like we had with Iverson earlier.
Is he a central midfielder that we can't quite pin down?
He's a little bit in between, I do think that. But what we can see, either way, is a 70% header win rate is going to be good, whether he was a defensive midfielder or an attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
His 80% tackle win rate is going to be good in that regards. His creativity is kind of okay. It's a little bit similar to Iverson again, where it's a little bit below what you'd expect for the number of passes he has for an attacking midfielder, but high for a defensive midfielder. He's quite capable at things without really being good.
Yeah.
So he doesn't like. Sorry.
No, you go.
So yeah, he doesn't do enough of things, but when he does them well. The tackle win rate, the header win rate, etc.
He strikes me as, see if this makes sense when I explain it. He strikes me as the third player in a three-man midfield. You know when you've got like two specialists and another body? Does that make sense?
100%. See, I would have described him, if he could play defensive roles as well, I would have described him as a possible James Milner. The player you plug in because you know you might need to make lots of adjustments during the course of the game. You start him as a central midfielder on support, but then later on you put him over into another role to bring in somebody else. And then he ends up playing at right back after about 70 minutes because you need to bring in another attacking player and so forth.
Yeah, I'm expecting him to be able to play right back somehow. Because again, his attributes, they're kind of fine. He's maybe lacking a bit of pace and that stamina's looking a bit worrying, maybe given his age. But I just feel like, again, just generic central midfielder on support in and around a DLP with a Mazzala. He could sort of just be like that extra body for, you know, when you want to sort of like smother the game and like sort of overcrowd the areas. He's just another man there. He's
exactly.
Yes, he'll regress, of course, at 33. He's going to naturally decline a bit. Is he a leader? Is a good question. He seems fine as a leader. I wouldn't say he's necessarily a leader unless it's part of the dynamics.
He's good at almost all of your DNA apart from stamina.
Yeah. So it's like he's coming towards the end of his career, but if we could get the rest of the year out of him, great. He's listed. Who's going to buy him at 1,700 quid?
Exactly. The fact there's nobody interested in him currently, whilst he's only valued at 20k, kind of makes it feel like he's likely to be around for the rest of the season anyway. So I think he potentially has utility.
I mean, again, look at this 7.03 rating after 9 games. I mean, he's not mucking about, really. So 3 assists as well. Arrives late in the opponent's area. I mean, granted, it might be from kickoff and he gets there eventually, but like, I've got a soft spot for Cornvig now.
3 assists, but 0.17 expected assists. So he's played about 7 full games, right? So 630 minutes would be 7 full 90 minutes. 0.17 is pretty much a sixth of one. So in that time, he should only have 1 assist. He has benefited perhaps from good finishing of players that he set up. So his actual assists are much higher than it should be for the chances that he's created.
Okay.
And subsequently, that will make his average rating higher than perhaps it should be.
Yeah. He's also 6'2", and they're saying that, you know, he's a leading player in the league. So, yeah, I'm not going to be hasty on Convig. I think he might be able to do something for us. Jordan Henderson vibes I'm getting from him.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you want Jordan to come home for your Premier League season?
I don't know. I don't know. The whole Saudi
Would it
thing.
be one step too far? You've had to shed off your reservations about the Premier League now that you're back there. Is welcoming Jordan Henderson and his flexible morals maybe a step too far?
Do you know what? Right, had we not started the recruitment the way we've done it, and bought all the best players in the world, and I'd have been maybe sat there going, do you know what, Jordan Henderson's probably the best we can do. It would be stupid not to get him in, sort of thing. That would be fine. I think if we were in the championship, it would have made more sense, get him in, but have him like sort of doing his badges and all that sort of stuff. I could see the reason for it, because he's still a better player than what we had, per se. Now we've signed some of the best players in sort of in Europe, these younger players that are coming through. I struggle to work out where he gets in the team now, so I think that the wages would probably be better spent on just trying to convince Amad Diallo to come back instead. But again, I mean, no, his experience in the dressing room counts for a lot, but those flexible morals, ooh, that's the thing.
Bless him. I do see the question from Team Dubs. By the way, so is the possession lost pie a good or a bad one there? So the bigger the slice, the lower the number, the better he is. So we've got yes, we've got Matthias here. Mm-hmm. And if we look at him there, he loses the ball 18.02 times. That's a lot. It's a very small slice. We want smaller numbers. Smaller numbers equals bigger slice.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So Matthias is an interesting player because we had him shortlisted when we were at Rakuf. Okay. So there was obviously something that we liked about him there. $4,000 a week is a problem. That is a big problem. Excuse me. Very fast, very agile, very determined. Not particularly composed. Not very good at finishing. Clearly a left winger. 1 assist in 10 matches isn't great.
No.
He's a maestro, a free spirit who will drop deep or wide into pockets of space. He's a master at creating opportunities for others. That's what they say.
I'm surprised by that as well, and I'm now looking up the exact criteria. I mean, some of what I do with the skin is deliberately opaque because, like, if I had that saying it's exactly this and exactly that, it kind of takes away some of the mystery. But yeah. I am currently looking up the Maestro archetype for because I'm surprised that he's there with 0.11 XA because that's not great.
It's not. While you do that, I'm going to answer what the United City's asked here, this question here, which says, am I allowed to ask what happened at Rakuf? I may have had a bit of success there, so how do you review your time in Poland? So, yes, of course, Kev, you're absolutely welcome to ask. Season 1 was good. We got in, we just missed out in Europe with them on the final day. We had 3 absolute belter players from Dortmund because we have an affiliate club there. So we had 3 players in on loan who weren't costing us anything. They were so good. They were like wonder kids. Bona fide as well, like £40 million players. So we were really, really good. I spent the summer looking for another job and not really looking at recruitment. Those players walked out the door. Our goalkeeper left. We didn't really have much money to replace those players. My recruitment was pretty bad, if I'm honest. The players that I brought in weren't as good as what we'd lost. They were never going to be, but even they weren't anywhere near the level. And I think I spent a lot of time in Season 2 looking for a way out of Poland, and results on the pitch kind of showed that, to be honest. And yeah, we slipped down the league. And we got to the point where the board obviously pulled us in and said, look, 11 points out of 5 games, please, or that's it. And we drew the first match, lost the second one. By that point, it was mathematically impossible for us to get the points. So yes, they gave us the boot, which, fair enough. Can't say fairer than that, to be honest. I think we deserved the sack, really. So yeah, we just away we went. away we went. And we also put a bit of Moneyball in it as well without really knowing what we were doing. But yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? We've been able to move now, and we're in Sweden, and Sweden's nicer. Sorry, Musterman, away you
go. Yes. So it's key passes is one of the key things that works there, rather than expected assists. So we can actually get some really useful information here, which is that Matches has a lot of key passes per game, but creates very poor quality chances. So there are things to be mindful of. He's been playing as a winger.
Yeah.
So we'd look at him as an attacking midfielder rather than a striker.
Yeah.
He's quite dribbly for being on the ball. He's almost pressuring as much as you'd expect him to. He's getting into shooting positions. He's not scoring them. His creativity is okay compared to the amount he's on the ball, but you'd expect a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So Ryan, so if he's played one game, and in that one game he faced just 0.09 XG and conceded one goal, he's obviously going to end up with a negative XGP. You cannot judge off one game alone. And Keeney, yes, it is my fault that Tony was sacked. However, in my defence, I will point out that it was everyone else's fault for Tony getting sacked at Larissa, because things were going okay, and then he stopped trying this approach, and then it all went wrong. So it takes 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Fair, absolutely fair. And as Consul's saying, for $4,000 a week, 1 assist and 1 goal in 10 matches, that's not good enough, is it?
Exactly. He is also meant to be your key player.
Right, okay.
Here's what the club on the club page. He is meant to be your key player. He's certainly not playing like it.
Right, okay. Do you reckon he's looking at that? Who else is there? Lillestrøm interested as well. So maybe a move to Norway, possibly on the cards. How much is he worth, roughly? I mean, anywhere between 500,000 and 1.5. If we call that $1 million, that could be something. Okay, interesting.
How much? Oh,
sorry.
Oh, you get 5% of transfer revenue is made available to you.
Oh, dear.
So for every £1 million, oh my God, you'd get 50 grand if you can sell him for $1 million.
Next season's budget is guaranteed at 270 grand. Like, what have we done? Like, why are we here? Right,
it's
okay.
HIFK all over again.
Yeah,
bring on the embargo.
Is. But you know what? We loved HIFK. It was fun. Right, okay, fine. That's that. It's Leeds all over again. Oh God, Rugio, you're right. It is, isn't it? It's Leeds. Oh no, were you here for the Leeds saga, Musterman? I can't remember. I think you might have been. You weren't. British Steel Challenge. We went to Leeds, and we had loads of great players that the club kept selling, and then we were selling players for like 40 million quid, and the club were like, "You can have £2 million," and we're like, "Hang on, what?" And it's like, it was just classic Leeds. And it was just, they were bastards. Absolute bastards. Just dismantling.
At least it's fake.
Dismantling a great team before our very eyes. We're like, you've got to be kidding us. Horrible.
That feels quite faithful to Leeds in real life, to be fair.
Yeah. Very much so. Okay, so Tata Ayari, we sort of looked at before. Midfielder, left or right, right-footed, so probably our right-sider. High expected
assists. He's been playing on the left.
He's been playing on the left. Yes, he has. But he's right-footed. Okay, interesting. Right, high expected assists, high dribbles, high progressive passes, pressuring the ball. Good. Finally, a player in the advanced position who's pressing for the ball, getting his
He's an
shots
attacking
away.
midfielder, not a striker. Just a note.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he's an
Sorry,
attacking
yeah.
midfielder rather than a striker. So the pressures aren't quite as impressive.
Oh, it's still 12 though. For looking at some of the players, like
It's not bad.
Matthews isn't pressing the pressure in 12 times, is he? Gavler, any chance of the podcast coming back? The podcast hasn't gone anywhere, Gavler. It's out every single week, every single Thursday. The podcast's about. Have you got it locked in your feed? Because we're here every single week on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts from. So you might want to double check your feeds. Let me know where do you watch? Don't think I have Spotify. Oh, it's definitely on Spotify. Can someone confirm it's definitely on Spotify? Just while we're doing this, I'm 99.9% sure it is. Sorry, Musterman. Away you go.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, we're still looking at the same thing, right? So that blue line is which is basically hidden behind most of the stats. He's doing well. He is still dribbling quite a lot compared to what you'd expect. His expected assists are fantastic. His shooting is absolutely arse. He's getting into really good chance or decent chance quality, to be fair. 0.4 XG from 2.6 shots. You're probably looking at about 0.12 per shot there, roughly. But he hasn't scored any of them. But he's creating. He's creating, man. He's your. In fact, I will go back one step. I did send. Pardon me. I did send you over that squad view as well.
Oh yes, yeah.
He has completed 36% of his crosses. That is, he's connected on one cross per game. So in about so he's connected on like 5 crosses out of about 14 attempts. So he's not crossing that often, but enough that 36% isn't just he happened to be lucky once and he's only tried 3 and he was lucky once. He's crossing well. He's creating chances. He's a good player.
And as Console is saying, he's on 10% of the wage of Matches, £400 a week rather than $4,000 a week. So interesting. Evening, AJ. By the way, how are you, my friend? Hope you're well. Welcome in. Let's just quickly load this view here then and see what we can get, shall we? There we go. Hacken. Oh, okay. Oh, this is nice, isn't it? Let's just auto size all of this. Right, okay. So this gives us a bit of an idea as to who's our half decent players, how many minutes they've played, goals, assists, XG, over performance, expected assists, open play, key passes, headers, tackles, chances created, open passes.
Open play crossing.
Open play crossing, yeah. Average rating. Okay, decent. That works. Thank you for that.
That's
beautiful.
all right. I tend to build weird and funky views, so I don't normally use these, but it gets very complicated and it breaks things, so I don't share those. I don't tend to. I have to change them in code rather than
fair
thing. But yeah, this is what I was looking at when I was looking through your squad last night with your DNA. I guessed from what it sent across on the save already saved in there. Yeah, there's going to be some useful information I think we can get from that at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, shall we look at Rasmus in the shadows?
Rasmus. Oh yes. Start creative players play. Yeah, right. Okay. So Rasmus Eggen Ving. I mean, it's a great name. It's a great name.
It is.
Why has he not played? Oh, 'cause he's a 32-year-old perfectionist. We can't get anything from him. He's very flair. He's full of flair. He's so full of flair. He's not allowed in most venues anymore.
Or the pitch, evidently.
Yeah, and for £1,600 a week, we're just not bothering. He likes big matches, and he cannot lie. Yeah, like what am I meant to do with this?
So this is like you can see from his attributes there that he's a pretty decent player.
Mm-hmm.
He does lack natural fitness, so I imagine that he's probably declining quite a bit at the moment.
Yeah,
The combination of not playing.
Yeah.
But he is worth looking at, mainly because you've currently got a bid in, he is currently in discussion with Pirin Blagovgrad to go out on loan.
Mm-hmm.
There's an intermediate taking 6% of the fee, and they are covering. So it's an optional future fee of 100. So I've got it in euros on my PC here. So 115k plus another 100k in installments, and they're going to cover 70 to 80% of his wages. So this player's going to go out on loan, potentially, and you're going to still be paying 300 to 500. Probably 200 to 400 pounds per week for him to be out on loan. He's injury prone. He's going to be on the decline. He's got another 18 months left on his contract.
Who's giving this guy a contract? The agent's getting more. The agent's getting more than TJ gets in transfer fees. This is have I joined Swedish Sunderland here? Like, this is literally League One Sunderland. Bringing in players who are 32, giving them long-term contracts, letting them go out on loan, and still paying most of the contract themselves. Oh, gee, the mismanagement of this club is diabolical.
So that's just something to work out whether you want to keep Rasmus around, because he's a pretty boy at 32.
Yeah.
You know, I reckon that Highland and him will get on really well. They would help for merchandise, you know, just put them on calendars for each year. That could net you at least 50 quid for the transfer budget.
It should, shouldn't it? So
or whether it's worth.
So this is interesting. The last 2 seasons, he's played 10 and 17 matches, so not a lot, but he's had an average rating of over 7. Yet this year they've just binned him off. Has he declined that much in the winter?
It's potential. It could also be, how long was the previous manager at the club? Is it a change of tactic, perhaps?
Possibly.
Oh no, the previous manager was there for 10 years.
Right. Okay. So yeah, they've just had a falling out over the end of the season. Interesting. Annual salaries. I don't know if I need to go annual salaries console. I like the idea of Musterman doing his transfers in euros for a second there. I was just like, oh, I was like, no, actually I shouldn't, to be honest. Hocken till I die. We'll do that.
Yeah, the switching between for videos and stuff, I try to make sure the currency matches where I'm at.
Yeah.
And then I forget when I switch between saves. So I'll come into Everton and it's in euros, and then I'll start with AC Milan and it's back in pounds, and all over the place.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kev says, "Can I apply for the position of TJ's club vetter, please?" Of course you can, Kev. Of course you can. You are in charge of my decision making from now on, going forward. Evening Quarantine Cyclist, nice to see you as well, my friend. Geezer, another follow. Thank you very much. Where are we now? So we're currently in Hacken, AJ, which is in Sweden. So Poland didn't go well, but yeah, we're back in Sweden. Go to Swedish krona. No, no, I'm not, because it's like 10 krona or 12 krona to the pound or something. It would just be, it's too confusing. Maybe we'll see. Apparently Spotify's a bit of a dick as well about this, so just for the people asking about Gavler, asking about the podcast, it is definitely there, but just watch the podcast with RDF. Jamie Hutchinson, brilliant. Geezer, appreciate you. If you've not watched that episode yet, go and have a check out. Jamie Hutchinson, incredibly funny man. We did say that was going to be the best, the funniest episode we've done, and I stand by it. Evening, Livy, how are you? welcome, welcome, welcome. Matthias Josefsson, 19 years old, 5 goals, 2 assists, 14 games. A bit of yes, I think.
Quite good. He's an attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He's got 50% of his shots, 52% of his shots, which is good. He's dribbling a lot. He's making progressive passes a lot. He's scored 0.3 goals per game, which is good. His pressures are fine. His tackles are all right.
His pressures are above the red line. We haven't seen that from an attacking midfielder yet.
Yeah, yeah. He's got a bit of Ric Flair about him. He's very quick. He's a very exciting player. A very exciting player. £1,000 a week. Yes, well. Console, that is a lot of money, but he's only a quarter of the player that Matthias is. So,
like I've said, that you've got a lack of wingers that create, and you've got quite a few players that you will see get into shooting positions. Josephson doesn't create, but he gets in shooting positions and actually scores. He's quite useful.
Wide threat, stretches the back line, gets it in the penalty area, an absolute menace when running with the ball. Ooh, undervalued in the transfer market as well. Yeah, I mean, we could sell him next year for decent money. Or look to build the club around him for the next year before we're sacked. So
if you can offer any money. Actually, he does have a contract extension clause. You do get to keep him at least for 1 more year.
Let's do that. Let's do that. Massively outperforming his wages. Yes, he is. Okay, cool. So Jofferson's a player, but he's also a right-sider.
He is indeed.
Which is the same as Ayari. That's why Ayari's been playing on the left. Okay, got you. Right. Hussein Shaker. Have we got a play called Mover? That'll be quite good. Get him in as well. Substitute. So that's all he is. He's a
good description.
Yeah. But relatively impactful in the fact that he is he the sort of player you chuck on with a few minutes to go, 10-15 minutes left, you're up against some tired defenders, he's quick, right? He's very quick, he can dribble, so get him to go at players because he is dribbling. He's getting some shots away. He's scored in his short amount of time on the pitch. His XG is pretty decent, 0.3.
Yeah. So a couple of things then. Attacking midfielder rather than defence midfielder here.
Oh, sorry,
wingers tend to be attacking midfielders.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
He's played about the same amount of minutes as Conte earlier, so just 3 games, which isn't much to judge on. His dribbles are still above that blue line, which is good. His goal scoring in those limited minutes has been very impressive.
Yeah.
But not necessarily much information to go on, really.
No. I think I think maybe we chuck him on towards the end.
DM Basis is right. He is just he's Rabbi Matondo.
Yeah.
Let him run. Let him cause havoc against tired legs. Maybe he can earn an opportunity to get more starts if he impresses.
Yeah, exactly. Try and win us a penalty when someone's just going to hang a leg out.
It is worth looking at his injury history, considering he is 20 years old.
Oh, dear. Right, okay, so his knees aren't great. They're shot to pieces, to be honest. Which is bizarre, given how quickly he can run. Pulled knee ligaments, twisted knee, bruised knee, pulled knee ligaments, bruised knee, double hernia. I mean, right, okay. What's his contract looking like? 800 quid. He is sellable. He is sellable.
He is sellable.
Yeah, he's sellable. Right. Okay. Hussein Shaker. Interesting man. What we got now? Egyptian forward Eldib Ahmed. Striker / defensive midfielder.
Eldib is an awesome name.
Yeah. Yeah. Substitute again. Average at everything, really. Nothing hugely jumping out. Work rate's a bit low for me personally. Long shots not great. Fitness is concerning, but poacher.
I think that seems reasonable. I mean, he's not going to hold up the ball. He's not going to win headers. Low jumping, low strength there.
Yeah.
Perfectly reasonable. Doing the attacking things. Can control the ball. So can probably do some stuff up front. Case of give him some game time and see what he does.
Yeah, I mean, the thing he's doing at the minute is embezzling money, clearly. £3,000 a week wages, and he's out of contract at the end of the season. So, I mean, he's going to have to start scoring to justify his wages. Did he play much last season? No. And what have we done? We've genuinely just, like, made really bad transfer decisions. Paid this guy massive money and then just not bothered playing him.
To be fair, I'm going to defend the board here. He had scored 5 goals in his career before they signed him, so understandable.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. That YouTube compilation that I looked at first of all was brilliant. And look at this injury list. I mean, granted, his injuries of 2030 are just about behind him. Was it 2, 4, 5 injuries? Loads in 28. 9
2025
games.
was a particularly bad year.
2025, pulled ankle, twisted ankle, tight thigh, pulled groin, tight hamstring. Yeah. LD on Dublin might not be hanging around for too much longer, I don't think. Massive injury problems. Big wages. Right. Well, okay. Deeb's an interesting one. Ristich. Now, we know Ristich is meant to be quite good, don't we? Because someone asked about him last night in the chat. 5 goals in 10 games. So, a goal every other game. 6'4". I don't need to know any more than that, do I? Evening, Chris. How are you, my friend? Welcome in. Ahmed Sabak says L Deep equals the wolf. So, there you go. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing, though. Yeah. But yeah, Serdan Ristich, striker, likes to score goals. Big, good jump in, outperforming his XG, getting lots of shots away, winning his headers, technically 47%. And the league average for league average is 30, as you can see behind my head here. So he is an aerial threat, absolutely. And his tackles as well. His tackles are 78% in the league. He's getting 80% of his tackles. So DLF, we need him to be flicking the ball on for someone really, really fast getting in there. Baby Faye is arriving tomorrow. Yes, Tristan. Congratulations for that. That's awesome news. Sorry, Buster, I'm just jumping in there to congratulate Tristan on the arrival of his newest one. Barney, what's your favourite crisp? Salt and vinegar. He's the Swedish Peter Crouch. He could be, couldn't he?
I don't want to argue with you, but the correct answer is actually Worcester sauce French fries.
Ooh, right. Okay, I was with you until he said French fries, because I'm going to argue that's not crisp, is it?
Oh, that is definitely a crisp. As in the Walker's French fries crisps.
Yeah, they're not crisps, really. I know they're in the crisp aisle, but so are Snacker Jacks.
I mean, they're French fries are a potato, right? They're crisp potatoes.
Right, poll this. Get it on in the poll, right? Okay, get on the poll. Are these French fries crisps or what? Potato sticks is what someone's saying in the chat here. Team Dub says potatoes. French fries are potato. Yes, that's right. But are they crisps though?
Salt and vinegar potato sticks, you would call them crisps, right? This is controversy if we're saying they're not crisps. Disgraceful.
Yeah.
Next, you're going to tell me that Jaffa cakes aren't biscuits.
I mean, it's literally in the title, isn't it? It's a cake. French fries, apparently. All right, okay, we've gone AI here. Console says French fries are not crisps in the UK. Crisps are referred to as a thin fried potato slice.
Not French fries, the fries. French fries, the brand of crisps.
Oh yeah. I mean,
but Console's
I
explanation is of French fries being chips.
Fair. Joe, where are you shopping for Snacker Jacks in the crisp aisle? Tesco's. They have them in the crisp aisle.
Do you know what they're called in Asda?
No.
If I type in Walker's French fries, the first shopping result says Walker's Crisps French fries.
In where? In Asda? I mean, come on, right? I'm not going to start a fight with Asda now as well, right? Do you know what Asda? Asda is for people who think the graphics have made games dumb. That's the people who shop in Asda. Pineapple on your pizza, yes or no? No. I mean, look, I'm not bothered, right, about it. It's fine, it can go on. I personally wouldn't want pineapple on a pizza. Tory Jameson's back again. Oh, you got your Snacker Jacks with your crackers in Sainsbury's. Oh, okay. What with the rice cakes? Okay, fair enough. Right, back to
Pineapple
Ristich.
is an elite. No, pineapple is an elite pizza topping. The best, perhaps.
I don't get as angry as everyone else does about it. I'm not sitting there with the pitchforks going, God, pineapple doesn't belong. I'm just like, I personally don't understand why it's there. If you want to put it on, fine, whatever. Like, you know, some people put chocolate and banana on pizzas. It's not for me personally. Fine.
You want a nice mixture of your flavour profiles. So you want the saltiness of maybe some anchovies and some olives, the sweetness of pineapple, the maybe the tartness of some lemon, and maybe finish it off with some lamb shank.
Yeah, and cheese on top of all of that. Are French fries crisps? Everyone's 100% have said yes. Okay, fair enough. You win this time. You win this time,
I
Gadget.
love you all.
Yeah. So, there you go. Right. Oh, okay. Someone's put it as part of Tesco's variety pack. That's a good move, that, actually. That's a good move. If it's in the multi-pack, then is that essentially suggesting that it is? Bravo.
The poll's spoken. It's already codified. They are crisps, 100%. This will be marked down in history as evidence in any argument that is ever put forth thereafter.
I think so. I can't, and fine. I agree with the outcome. I will accept the outcome, and we'll move forward. And I will not offer a challenge. So there you go. That's where we are. Don't knock it till you tried it. I've had it in Nando's. Hang on, what? don't know what Console's on about. He's had something in Nando's. Popcorn crisps, because they're also in the crisp aisle. No, it says it's popcorn.
Not potato.
No. Pickled onion Monster Munch are in the crisp aisle, but they're not crisps either. Sometimes Doritos aren't crisps; they're corn-based snacks. Yeah, you're right. They're not. Some would say they're world foods. Yeah. They are in the northeast. Did I say this? Did I mention this the other day? I know I certainly reposted it on Instagram. One of my mates, I'm sure I've mentioned it. One of my mates, he does the stadium announcing for Sunderland, and he does the live commentary for the Sunderland feed for the matches. And he was telling this story on a podcast about how like a little Chava lad in Sunderland was in Greg's and asked for a chocolate pasty because he didn't really fancy pronouncing it pan au chocolat. So he was just like, "Oh, I'll have like one of them chocolate pasties, please." And she was like, "Do you mean pan au chocolat?" And he's like, "Aye, chocolate pasty," which I think is a beautiful way of looking at it. I've never considered chocolate pasty, and now that's all I can see.
Chocolate pasty is amazing. I would only be worried that they'd end up giving him some kind of like edible nipple attachment.
That's a chocolate patsy. It's very different. And again, edibles in Sunderland, probably. Rasmus Vent, there's the one. Ristich knocks it down. Rasmus Vent taps it home. Composed, loves a finish. XG is pretty good. Shots are pretty good. I've got him down as a striker. What more do we need to say here, Musterman?
So XG is really good. I mean, 0.52 XG per game is fantastic. 0.35 goals from that XG is kind of bad.
Right, okay. Fair enough. I was kind of hoping you wouldn't see that.
He scores about a third less than expected.
Right, okay.
Which is a little concerning.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also creating a crazy amount. He's getting into shooting positions. It might be a case of if you can create enough chances and accept perhaps being a little bit wasteful with those chances, he will score eventually.
Yeah. Interesting.
You know, like Darwin Núñez is now at Liverpool. It can be a viable approach for a career.
Emil Heskey.
Exactly. Granted, he never got into shooting positions, bless him.
No, he did not. He did not. Okay. So, interesting. That's the team.
You have one more player.
All right.
Christoph Kalanko.
Kalanko is out on loan.
His loan expires in 2 weeks' time. There is an optional fee already agreed, so maybe he doesn't come back. But there is the possibility you have him for another 6 months. The season is over in Serbia, so we don't have much information other than he got a 7.08 rating.
And he's clearly he clearly does well at CrossFit. He's quite fit. He's 5'5", and he's wanted in Greece. Right. Okay. So let's think about this then. Let's think formation. With the information I've got here.
Right, not to interrupt your thought process. I know you've got some scribbles down there. We can probably, depending on what we can remember, identify how many players we actually think are starter quality to begin with. That's probably going to inform you of the formation, because you're probably going to have like maybe 8, 9, 10 players that you're like, yep, I want them in the team. And then it's a case of just working out which the remaining players would be and how that becomes a formation.
I think it's a 4-4-2. Based on what we've got, maybe we could end up with 5 in midfield, which would mean 3 Centre backs, I'm not sure. I reckon it's a 4-4-2 or a 4-5-1, maybe, with Ristich as a deep line forward just below, with Vent up on his own. I don't want it to be a 4-2-3-1. Like, I feel like it could be, but I feel like 4-4-2 is balanced. We're 11th. What we need to do is stabilise. We're only 7 points away from Europe.
Indeed. You are, like, I think you have the 4th most goals scored, but the 6th most goals conceded.
Yeah, defence looks pretty bad, doesn't it? So we're not really set up particularly well defensively. Although not as bad as Braj. They've conceded 18. We've got two full-backs, 2 centre-backs. Yeah. Have we looked at the youth team? Not yet. Not yet. We've literally only just looked at the first team, and it's taken us just shy of 3 hours to go through the first team. Ihari can also play as a false 9, apparently.
Again, can Ihari play? He can play up front. He could indeed, potentially. Yeah. Which players do we think are going to be that we want to fit into the starting lineup?
Sorry, I'm just having a little.
I'm trying not to. I'm not trying not to direct the tactical approach, because when I was looking through this, I was like, yeah, 4-4-2. And I don't want confirmation bias in there.
I think it's a 4-4-2. And I think if I was to pick the team, right, let me just very quickly put it here. So tactically, if we look at, I mean, it's got a route 1 and wing play. It feels like what I do. Well, if we put it as control possession first of all, right? Okay, and we can build from there, and we go for a 4-4-2. If I was to pick it right now, I would say Habila, Yahaya, Zekovic, sorry. I mean, well, we don't have another centre back at the minute, so it has to be Tobias Graf. McNabb,
who is amazing in both the air and tackles.
Yeah, it could be Conte when he comes back, but it's going to be Graf for now. I suppose Bahari is a question mark given the fact he's Iranian, but you know, we'll see. Cluedo, have we got any VODs? Twitch have taken them down. Twitch have now started like with no storage anymore. So if you want to go onto YouTube, you've got YouTube, Tony Jameson FM. All the VODs are on there. So because we multi-stream on TikTok and Twitch and YouTube, so every stream is on YouTube. So that's where I would head to go and have a look. I'd have Josefsson on the right. I'd have Ihaya on the left. I would have Highland and Remain or Turkmen. I might be tempted, or Convig maybe.
I think we said that Amane was probably the best player, but he might be someone that has to be sold.
Yeah. So I think long term, I'm going to put Convig there for now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to upset Amane by not starting with him. Okay, I know he's playing well as well. And then up front, I'd have Ristich and I'd have Vent. And that's how I think I would start it. And what would I do with these? I would maybe push. See, I don't want to. Again, I don't want to go to 4-2-4 and have it a little bit too game breaking sort of thing. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I mean,
we could, because like Ayari needs to be up top, and again, even like going asymmetric, like Ayari could sit there quite comfortably. Jefferson or Josepherson, could sit higher and be there. Ristich could sit there, and oh look, all of a sudden we're in 4-2-3-1 territory.
So I feel that there is a very, very strong argument for at least playing Josephson higher. He scored 5 goals in 10 or 11 games or whatever. So
Yeah.
Jefferson out of your wingers is the player that you probably want up high, maybe to fill in that space when Ristich drops deep.
Yeah, and it's then just working out whether Ristich drops deep here or whether he drops deep here. Why is he right-footed? He's right-footed, and Vent is also right-footed.
So my
I
approach
tend to like
would
it
be
that way, personally.
So
That's how I tend to like it.
that makes sense. What I would do personally is I'd have Ristich on the right, because if he's dropping, say, as a deep lying forwards, the space behind him is what Jofferson then attacks.
Right, okay, because this is where I sort of wonder then, because if I thought if he's there and he's like an inside forward, for example, yeah, then he's occupying the same space, or is he dropping here? Is that the... So if he drops here, then Jofferson essentially gets into there.
Yeah, that's the way I see it generally.
Okay.
But it's completely personal, and yeah, like I don't want to. It's the whole don't want to backseat kind of thing. That would be my thinking. But I agree with you. You don't want to go full 4-2-4.
Yeah. I would possibly have Highland. I sort of want him to be the DLP there, and then ball winner. That would get him to roam a little bit, though, wouldn't it? Even as inside forward, he gets the byline and crosses it. Is that right? Okay. Ayari. I do like a defensive winger to get up and pressure. What's Ayari's pressures like?
He was quite good in terms of pressures, but he was also one of your most creative players as well.
Yeah, so again, probably a...
And has 36% cross success rate.
Right, so a wide midfielder or a winger? Cross more often. Right, okay. Let him cross. McNabb can be a no-nonsense fullback. Let's put fullback on auto. He can get up and down if needs be.
So talking about crossing, Joe McNabb is your third best crosser at 15%.
Right, okay.
Your second best is Ristich, surprisingly. So McNabb perhaps crossing from deep, as you'd have Ayari doing some wingery stuff, might help.
Interesting. Okay. Right, and we want him to dribble a lot, don't we?
McNabb.
No, obviously, yeah, McNabb should dribble, shouldn't he? Yeah. If you play a 4-2-4, that's what you got to happen. I suppose, but then it fits a 4-2-4, it fits a 4-4-2, it fits a 4-2-3-1 triple P. There's loads of ways of doing it. It's just a matter of what's interesting and not just game breaking. Because
And a 4-2-3-1's just a 4-3-3, which was really just a 3-5, a 3-4-3. You know, with the way they move, that's kind of a 3-5-2. So I think you should go for a 1-1-5-3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna go for 9 at the back, right, and we're gonna have a tiki taka and a slow build-up play. Yeah, that's where I think we're gonna go with that one. Shaker, of course, can get on. And change things up. I mean, again, slightly asymmetric as well, isn't it?
I mean, is it worth embracing the asymmetric? So we were talking about the positioning of the deep lying forward and poacher. Generally speaking, you probably want a poacher in the center of the pitch. So why not have the deep lying forwards on the other side, like you were considering before, and pop the poacher right in the middle? Because that's where a poacher would exist.
Yeah. Oh, this feels like an abomination. This looks disgusting already. I worry that I've got 2 defensive setups here. Highland and Convig. I don't want to drop them too far deep either, because then there's a lot of space in the middle of the pitch here that isn't being picked up, and I don't want to have those horrible asymmetric formations where everything's like a zigzag, you know.
So when we were talking about Convig, like with Everson, we weren't talking about him as a central midfielder on support initially, which would mean that it's not completely defensive midfield there.
True. Who's offering the cover defensively? I'm too neurodivergent to accept an asymmetric system. I'd rather get relegated. I'm a bit on that cyclist, but for me, it's not that I'm a bit too neurodivergent with it. I want the logic. I want to see logic. Why are we doing it other than because it works in the match engine? Like, that's what I want to try and see. I want to try and understand that. You know, Daz Clare, appreciate the follow, very kind. Pontus Björkander is in as well with a follow. Thank you, Pontus, very kind.
So, if it helps at all, the way I tend to view it is the front 2 ranks. So your strikers, your attacking midfielders, I tend to position them where I want them, where I can get them so that they're in the position in attacking formation. So I tend to think of it in, as I was saying earlier, they're 2-3-5s, your 3-2-5s and stuff. So I kind of want someone in each channel. So if I'm thinking about that, I've got Josefsson in the centre right column, Kristich in the centre left column, Vent in the centre column, Ayari in the left column, and a Yahaya in the right column. So like, I think you can get the asymmetric to work there, and then you've got. Sorry.
Honestly, yeah. There's no doubt that an asymmetric could work. I mean, you know, it's easy to get an asymmetric formation working with these sorts of players and this sort of style. It's just that thing of me sitting there and going, oh, I don't know if I could allow myself to do it again. Like, I've done it before. You know, and it's just like, what's the way to do it? Everyone's up. Right, inside forward or inverted winger possibly for Jofferson. Where's he played? He's played just as a winger. So then he could also play as an inside forward.
Yeah, he can certainly play as probably any of them, winger, inside forward, inverted winger. He's not been great in terms of creativity, only 0.12 expected assists.
Right.
but his goals were 0.38 from, which is double his XG. So certainly he suits a more goal-scoring role.
Right.
That could be a winger on attack.
Yeah. Let me try that. Let's try that. Let's put Ayari out wide then as maybe. I wonder if Ayari is a wide playmaker, maybe.
That certainly could be interesting. I do like a wide playmaker.
I've not used one very often, so I'm just thinking like if he's the one that's creating chances, you know, he acts as the team's primary source of creativity, drifting inside to find space, which is good because he's on the left-hand side. He's right-footed, so he's drifting inside. That would be interesting. We're looking to play killer balls, create chances. Coming in from the wing allows the wide playmaker to escape the hustle and bustle of central midfield, can result in him being unmarked by opposition players. Excellent. Defensively, the wide playmaker will take up his position on the wing to provide cover for the full-back. However, he's not expected to take too many challenges. Well, that's fine, because then he can cover for McNabb, because McNabb loses the ball when he goes dribbling. So that might work. On a support duty, the player comes inside, sits in a central midfield position when his team have the ball. From here, he'll act as the main creator for his side. Now, does that allow Highland to be a bit more free, or a bit more? Because I don't want two playmakers in the midfield, do I?
I think back to what we... So when we were going through the players, we did identify that McNabb was the more defensive of the fullbacks. So we had McNabb could create 0.19 expected assist was good, but generally speaking, his stats showed him to be a more defensive player. In terms of kind of sticking a little bit deeper and supporting the play, with Yahya being more attacking.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, you might be more inclined to have Ayari as someone that's going to stay a little bit wider, potentially.
Yeah.
But I also like the idea of Ayari as a wide playmaker, and if there's no one in front of him, he might well stay quite wide in certain moments, which would be quite cool.
Yeah.
Highland, we identified as someone who could win his tackles. He won them, was it like 83 or something percent? Really good.
Yeah.
He was good at ball progression. He wasn't creative, but he was good at ball progression. So he doesn't necessarily have to be a playmaker. We certainly thought he's a playmaker in terms of his... we did specifically say deep line playmaker on defend. Yeah. But if he's in that position deep to receive the ball and then push it forwards, I think he could certainly work in some regards. So you could probably get that from a central midfielder, probably get that from a ball-winning midfielder. Maybe even a Carolero, potentially. But you probably don't want him pushing forwards. You don't want him roaming.
Yeah. Carriero's a supporting role, not often utilised as part of a midfield three. Two central midfielders in a diamond. These shutters off for lateral areas of the pitch. Right, so we've got Hayaya and Josefsson going up. So if he then covers that space, that would make sense. Links the defensive midfield with the attacking. Sort of separates the Carrieros from the box to box. They're not expected to shuffle between the boxes, merely between the lines. Right, okay, let's have another look at Highland then. So his passes are fine. His tackles are fine. He's not dribbling.
Yeah, specifically, his tackling, his progressive passes are really high for the amount it's on it. He doesn't lose the ball.
Yeah. So Carriero could be the one, couldn't it?
So it could well work. Or he could be dropped into defence midfield.
An unpredictable creative outlet from behind the attack who seeks to maintain intense pressure by constantly looking for new chances in a more advanced more advanced teammates getting into goal scoring positions. Possibly. Maybe DM. Did we say DCs weren't great on the ball, bringing the ball out of the box? Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. A little bit of Zekovic might be fine. JM, take it easy, my friend. We'll catch you up very soon. Thank you as always for popping in. Very, very kind to see you. Is he a... I tell you what, let me start him higher. Let me start him as a carrier. Or maybe he does sit lower. I'm overthinking it now, aren't I?
Well, I mean, you've got a week and a bit before the next game, right?
Yeah, I think we put a friendly in and try and see what we want. I just need someone who's a bit. I need someone who's just going to sit. If Cornvig's going to go and move around, because that might well be Turkoman as well.
So one thing to be really aware of with the Carolero is they do. So if he's in the right spot, he moves left as much as he moves right. So he kind of that's what they mean when they say shuttling. He's going to cover when Cornig moves forwards. He's going to cover when he's going to basically make sure he's available to receive passes.
Yeah.
Which is good if he's then going to move it forwards to other players potentially.
Right. I'm going to try that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a friendly in. We'll have a quick watch. See how we get on. Right, let's see what our schedules are. Carriers are wing to wing instead of box to box. That makes sense. That does make sense. Right, let's get a friendly against someone very quickly, shall we? Nearby team. Oh, great. Actually, you know what? Should we play against the proper side? Proper side? No. Oh, there you are. I'm going to get some money as well. Excellent. Right. Let's take a quick look. Okay, set pieces. We'll just go with the preferreds.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
that's one thing we should talk about. Set pieces, you're fucked.
Yeah. Well, we haven't got a set piece coach, have we? That's the problem.
None of your players can. That player, Vinga, the guy who's being loaned out potentially.
Yeah.
He is your only player who is good at taking corners.
Excellent.
Josephson is the only player you've got who's good at taking free kicks. And I believe you've scored 0 goals from set pieces all season.
Excellent. Well, it was never going to be easy, was it? So, here we are. Let's just agree for everything here. There's no point dealing with Vinga. David, I mean, that's a made-up name, innit? Ramadinge. Right,
I'm going to disappear for a few moments and go to the little boys' room.
That's fine, mate. That's fine. You go and get yourself sorted. Yeah.
See you anyway.
In a bit. Would work well with strength coaching and change would strike a better balance with the coaching staff. She's the reserve manager. I don't really think we move him up for the coaching side just yet. Let's move on. Turkman develop his weaker foot. Fine. Probably can't afford a language course. He's just have to hold out for a little bit. Daniel Friedheim Hom. Do you remember him from back in the day? That's a proper champ man player. He likes 4-4-2. He can judge potential. He's fine. Let's shortlist him. Andreas Dahlqvist. Paul Henning Albertson. Goalkeeping coach, right? We'll hold those for now. might need a recruitment analysis because it's going to be difficult, isn't it? Musterman is off stream. I just need to pick a wild vet sighting. Yeah. How to improve differentials? I think we need to get somebody who can cross the ball. That'll be the first thing, won't it? Right, we'll wait until he's. I've put some job applications out for people, so we need a set piece coach. That's already out there. I've applied. I've got a new coach. Head of youth development we need as well, of course. So I should probably have looked for that. I've applied for some scouts. So yeah, let's see what comes back, shall we?
Oh, it appeared I forgot to mute. Hello.
That's right. No. You definitely mute. Or we didn't hear you. So either or.
That's a relief because it's literally next door. Next door? No, it's in the same house.
Yeah,
the room next to us.
You went to next door for a week. I mean, that's really nice, isn't it?
Just need a letterbox.
Yeah, just with a note that says "I'm a fox," just to throw them off the scent. I don't know how it happened, but somehow Andy Carroll is up top for £600 a week. There we go, cyclist. That's what you want. We probably need to do something like that as well. Get an Andy Carroll in.
In response to console, how do you identify good differentials when people are exactly the same in terms of attributes from what you can see? You don't. You ask your staff. You watch the deliveries in game. You maybe try a couple of people out if you don't think it's quite working as it is. Much in the same way that, yeah. I would. What's the best way I can put it is. Aston Villa had Dougie Luiz taking corners. And yep, sure, he scored 2 direct from a corner in like the space of 3 weeks. But everything we saw when watching him in game suggests he was average at best. So Lord knows what decisions went on behind the scenes for that.
Fair.
Yeah, you accept that you might choose someone that is suboptimal. That's part of the risk and the challenge and potentially the fun. That last bit's questionable.
Yeah, Joe McNabb wants to leave. Now, obviously we're ambitious and we want to achieve great things and we would like him to be part of it, but I have a feeling that I'm just going to have to accept that he wants to explore his options and we're going to have to see what will happen at the end of the season.
I was going to say, at the end of the season, he's got 18 months left on his contract.
Yeah. So let's let him explore his options. There's enough time to see what happens.
He's sadly not a particularly high value player.
No, I would imagine not. So it's fine. It'll be fine. We can extend his contract, and we probably will extend it at some point when you sort of like get to the. You might have something you can just trigger an extension. Then he'll be upset about it.
He doesn't sadly have that option from the looks of things.
Okay, perfect. Right. Where's my vision?
You're gonna
Where's my expectation? Sorry, just before I jump into this meeting with the players, we know how they tend to go. Where's my board expectation for the season?
So it's on that page that you're on just a moment ago. There we go. Up. Current season. Up.
Oh yeah. I got it. Yeah, finishing the mid-table. Right. Okay. Right. Let's go meet the players. Tell them we want mid-table. Glenn looks like a psychopathic chairman. He is. He's embezzled all the money. I'm not saying that you're not familiar with me, because you are familiar with me. I've got a podcast. Right. Let's talk about our campaign. Mid-table's the dream. Excellent. I have nothing else to talk about. I upset my last team whenever I spoke to them, so in, out. See you later, lads.
I had a team meeting. It's suggested I called a team meeting before a game with Inter Milan as AC Milan the other night.
Yeah.
I took it, and they were all happy.
Wow.
I don't want to suggest I'm a god, but I mean the evidence is there.
The evidence is there. The evidence is there. What's interesting is that Joe McNabb has extended his contract for another year. So we've now got him till 2023. 33.
Isn't that what his
I don't understand. I don't know.
I've got the save game here
Yeah.
without advancing, and it says that his contract expires 2033.
Maybe it was always going to do that.
I wonder whether he had an extension thing that was triggered before you joined,
Possibly.
like
yeah.
immediately before you
Yeah.
joined.
Possibly. Oh well, in that case, he can consider his options all he wants for another year. You've got more time to consider your options. Vignere is leaving. Right, they're paying us a monthly fee of just under £1,000. We're going to need that money. They're paying £1,100 of his wages. We are still paying some of it, but I think it's better to have the money in than the player at this point. I reckon.
Absolutely your call on it. There isn't any other interest in him, is there?
No. Taborski in Czech. We could offer out and see if we can get a better deal.
So the only thing I would consider is, if he's not going to be part of your team, he's got 18 months remaining. So if he goes out on loan, by the time he comes back, people can offer him pre-contract deals, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if we could sell him this window, even if it's for only 100 grand or whatever, and that means we get all of his wages off the wage bill, that might be preferable to loaning him out where we get only some of his wages off the bill.
Doesn't seem like we're able to do that though.
Can you not I would assume you'd have to cancel the current deal that's about to be finalised.
Oh,
has
right,
it already
okay,
been finalised?
I'll do it that way. No, I can cancel it here. So I can cancel that there and then send him off. I'm wondering whether or not there's anything about staff responsibilities with director of football. No, that's fine. Right, okay. Fair enough. Let's try that then. See if we can take on Scott Fint. Yeah. Right, let's have a watch then, shall we? See how this looks. See if we can get version 1 of TJ Ball. Okay, so that's how I reckon then. Wide playmaker. Ball winning midfielder for Highland. Might be, might not be. We'll see. See if he changes.
I think I think there's plenty of opportunity to play around, like one half with a load of instructions, another half with various others, and kind of see what feels good.
Yeah. I wonder whether Turkman fits in there. We'll see what Kornvig does. So, right, let's have a little go. Let's have a go. Here we go, everyone. Then this is the moment of some truth, not all the truth, obviously. Hacken versus Scott Fint, and we're bringing in some money as well, so that's good. It's extra £5,000, so we're going to see 42 pence added to the transfer key.
Woo.
If we're lucky.
I mean that's what doubled your transfer budget.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah, I'm gonna buy a new stadium. Like, It's weird you can spend your transfer budget on a packet of stickers and still have to put some money to it yourself to try and top it up. Right, let's see what we've got then. Our kit's smart as well, isn't it?
It's quite nice.
Yeah. Oh, the boy wonder. From way downtown as if he was an NBA Jam.
That is sickening. That is so sexy. He is a stud.
He is, isn't he? Oh, stunning. Off the underside of the bar.
Oh.
Yeah. He knew what he was doing, didn't he? Beautiful. Beautiful strike. Very Ginola indeed. Very. Oh, great tackle by Vent. Josefson. Aye. He gets inside. Oh. Oof. Magic feet from Ayari.
That. I'm a little worried now. Because it feels like this might be the greatest performance that's ever going to happen, and now they're going to shit the bed with every other game thereafter.
Yeah, it can only be downhill from here, can't it? I feel like we make a whole load of subs now, 4 minutes in. Like, this is what we want, right? We want them to get in at teams early, see what they can do. Oh, what the hell happened there? What has just happened there?
Like, it's not even a case of this is a bad team you're playing against. Every single goal has been special.
They've been like goals of the season, aren't they? This is ridiculous. Unbelievable.
Just letting the ball run through his legs.
Yeah.
Before
just like,
caressing it into the top corner.
Yeah. And just going like, oh yeah, probably put that in the top corner as well. There's another one. Like, deal with that. Have it. I'm concerned now for how bad it's going to be in the league.
So isn't it?
Isn't it?
It's going to be almost comical, like the climb down.
Yeah, I can't imagine in about 4 matches when it's like job security insecure, and it's like, oh. Do you remember when we had that friendly? Tristan says
but what a memory it was.
Yeah, Tristan says a lot when clear cut chances is 0. Oh, Highland was going for the volley there, wasn't it? Did you see him? Then he backed out of it. Zeep just scoring bangers is an interesting tactical approach. It's my approach, you know. It's just what we've decided.
Well, that's what went wrong at Recoup, right?
Yeah.
Like you said to them, just score bangers, and they just didn't understand.
Yeah, and they went, no, we don't eat sausages. It's like, oh, right, fine. They just listened to the Bangles, and it was like, I don't really think you... I mean, it was great, don't get me wrong, but it's not quite what we were hoping for. So Vent's through again. Ferdinandsen is a great name. Console, you're right. The goalkeeper has an excellent name. We still haven't had a clear-cut chance yet. Right, you know when teams chant like it's like watching Brazil, it's just like watching Hacken, isn't it? Board confidence. We are happy with the current performance. Please keep up the goal conversion ratio. Sorry, Muslim, you were going to say?
Nothing interesting, I'm sure. I think it was just, I mean, you are in yellow like Brazil.
Yeah. And that's where the similarity ends.
I mean, yeah, I didn't want to say much more.
Yeah, there's someone in the stadium is eating Brazil nuts, possibly. Oh, we're taking the mick here, aren't we? Like we're hitting the post deliberately.
Was that twice in that move?
It was. We're only half an hour in. 18 shots,
Console
9 on target.
Doubles the cost of the shirt for printing Ferdinandson.
Yeah.
It's a tenner for the shirt, 40 quid for the lettering.
Yeah. Right. Oh, there you go. Josefsson's away. Go on, Josefsson. Oh. Right. Release the DVD of this, by the way.
Do they still do season? Oh, go for it.
No, go for it. Go for it.
I was going. Do they still do season review DVDs?
I think so, and I think some clubs do like just of one-off matches as well. Like so I think this is definitely the match that you would get on the DVD, just like in the club shop. Like, oh, remember that time we won the friendly, like 18-0. Like, there's Ayari making it 6. Is it too early to say that we're going to win the league? I'm just
no. I think this is the exact right time to say it.
Yeah,
because you probably won't be saying it after the first league game.
Well, I can say we're going to win the league as long as I have the start of the sentence to say we probably aren't going to win the league, or there's no way we're going to win the league. This is the 11th anniversary of the Germany 7 Brazil 1 from the World Cup semi-final. It doesn't bode well if you're comparing to Brazil. Fair comment.
Well, that's what went wrong. Brazil didn't play enough like BK Hacken on that day.
Exactly. They can only dream. Ayari back inside. Andy McNabb. Convig. Oh, honestly. Stick a fork in them, they're done. They're already dead.
It's got to be said, Ayari as a wide playmaker looks amazing. I know it's only whatever this team's called, Stan Todd, or it just sounds like a man's name, right? Scott Vig.
Yeah.
But everything's going through Ayari at the moment.
And Highland's getting in and doing everything he needs to do. He's picking the ball up and just recycling possession really quickly. Josefsson down the line. Convig's there. I mean, we look great. We look great at this moment. Ayari, no one's going to tackle him. It's gone in somehow. Somehow. We have no idea how.
Okay, it's an own goal.
Yeah, in the defenders.
I was genuinely trying to work out what the fuck happened there.
We want 14. Yeah. Here's Ayari again. Down the line. Cutting inside. Oh. He likes to get inside, doesn't he?
Who was it who came in earlier and was saying that Ayari was a good player? It was Slipkey, wasn't he? He wanted to know about Ayari. He knew.
Yeah. And I was like, you're not going to see a thing. Oh, we've had one clear-cut chance now, by the way, just in case anyone's interested, and 5 half chances. We scored 8 goals.
From less than 3 XG, that is just rude.
Yeah. Oh, giving the ball away. Hayaya, straight in. Josefsson. Oof. Tipped over the top. Yeah, 8-0 from 2.4 XG is crazy, isn't it? Ristich has headed it over. It's 50-50 possession, so I'm wondering what they've done with the ball. Like, does it count? Does it include kickoffs?
Go to analysis.
Yeah.
Because there's a good chance that their heat map is going to just be kickoffs.
Where's analysis on here?
If you go back to dressing room.
Yeah. Evening, RDF. Yes, my friend. How are we? Welcome. Look at this. Aaron's turned up and he's going to see me 8-0 up and he's going to be like, what the hell is TJ doing here? Nobody give him any context. Injection, sack cast. What? We're not about Sai. We're not getting sacked today. We were sacked yesterday, not today. But welcome in, Raiders. You can see myself and Musterman. We're doing Moneyball, and we're looking at the new team, BK Hacken in Sweden, because Poland didn't go well. And we've sat all evening, gone through our squad, built our tactic, and did a little local friendly, and we're winning 8-0 so far at half time.
Don't mention it's a friendly against
sorry.
nobody.
No.
Our first competitive game, 8-0.
First competitive game, yeah, and against league champions in the World Cup, and we're 8-0 up. So yeah.
But yes, that analysis screen as well. Like, it was the centre spot for Scott Finn. Beautiful.
Is that Steven Gerrard heat map, isn't it, against Man United, where it's just a straight line, runs on and runs back off again, we got sent off. Yeah. How was the stream, though, Aaron? Hope you're good. If you've not followed the FM show, by the way, obviously you're coming from Aaron's stream, I'm sure you're more than aware of the FM show and of Mr. Maggio. So make sure you follow them both. And we've got Musterman here as well, so make sure you follow Musterman at the same time. Oh, is that another one? Yes, it is. I'm not even watching now. Right, just fine. Do what I need to do. Oh, appreciate the follow. Very kind. Right, where's the ball drop? Oh, he picks it up. Bang. Have a bit of that. Yaka loose. Appreciate the follow as well. Very kind. Thank you. We want 14. Can you ask Mustard Man why he's named after a condiment? Mustard Man. What do you reckon?
Even worse, I don't even like mustard.
Oh.
Disappointing, I know.
It is.
Disappointing.
And you hate the French. Just, again, it's just...
who doesn't? Sorry if there are any French people in.
We've hit the woodwork already. Sorry, Aaron. Oh, we've put one wide. How's he missed that? I coached a 1-1 draw away to Arsenal. We lost 2-1. That feels very much like my experience in Poland, playing for a 1-1 draw and losing 2-1. Those from Dijon. Oh, the Dijon region of mustard. Doesn't quite work with the Bordeaux region of France, does it? Inside. Come on, bring him down. Do a penalty. Oh. We're almost teasing with the toy with him now, aren't we?
I'm pleased to say beyond, I've already lost to Arta. Actually, he's probably early on in the second round of fixtures. So, yeah, I'll lose to him again at some point.
I like that. Aaron says he's letting the director of football do transfers for him. It's brought the fun back. I like that.
To be fair, you might have to in this save.
Yeah.
Because you've got no money or wages. Or
I mean, to be fair, he can do no work the same as I can do no work, so it's entirely up to him. I would suggest we get rid of him to save a few quid. But, oh, McNabb, that's a great ball in. Second half performance, Jekyll and Hyde, isn't it? Like, we're just...
Is McNabb taking free kicks, do you reckon, because he's your only left-footed player?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, great tackle. I'm glad the keeper held that. I really am. We should talk about Director of Football in FM as a future podcast. I criticised the Director of Football in FM on the show without actually trying to use it. Turns out they have some intelligence. Okay, Aaron. Okay. I'm all ears. Oh, Vent. What a finish that was. Ayari down the wing again. But yes, let's do that as an episode. Let's do it. We need to get Musterman back on as well, actually, to explain what he's done here. The patience he has.
Hold fire to that thought until you lose all the league games.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Aaron Miller, any tips for a new PC player? Yeah, all the tips are on screen. Like, literally, there's loads of stuff within the game that'll teach you what to do, what buttons to press, formations to be. I would say take over a team that you know. So, like, manage the team that you support, possibly. Try there, because at least you know the players, you know how they play, formation, that sort of stuff. Players that you would sort of want to try and sign for that team. Get your tactics nailed down, so learn a 4-4-2, learn a 4-3-3, learn a 4-2-3-1. And then slowly start to tweak. And then once you're comfortable with that, then start looking to move out and sort of try different things. Yes, this is the new skin, Mr. Maggio. So it's a TJFM branded Musterman skin. So if you jump onto the players, I've got some extra things that other people don't have. I've got stabilizers. So I've got a in possession wheel, so I know how good these players are, and an out of possession wheel, so I know what they're doing well. So that's quite nice. I've also got a little aid memoir of percentages for stats, so I can work out what my heading percentage and tackle percentage is like within the league. And I've got my little sort of key for how good these players are as well down here. And I think they're the only little nuggets that no one else has got. Is that right?
So everyone with the most recent version of the skin 1.2 has the key for attributes, but they don't have the specific information about header win rates in the Allsvenskan for the 2032 season. And they don't have the... I could add it. I mean, I wasn't going to do any more updates to the skin, but I might just add that, but with no explanation as to why. like delete all my accounts online as well, so no one can ask me.
Yeah. Just be like, all right. So I hope you all enjoy the new Allsvenskan data. What? Why? It's simplifying the skin, not dumbing it down. No, it's not console. It must be. I don't know. I've lost track of what I'm arguing for and against now. To be honest.
But with regards, I might as well explain the stabilizers to anyone new who's come in, who's particularly nerdy and interested in that stuff. To the rest of you, I apologize for boring the shit out of you. So generally, FM doesn't have a touches metric that we can see, but sometimes we want to know how often a player is involved so that we can work out what we expect in terms of how much they should be doing certain things. So the blue line that we saw on there briefly is the same percentile as their passes completed, and we would expect that if a player is on the ball around the 50th percentile, that they will also dribble around the 50th percentile. They'll create around the 50th percentile, score around that area as well. So it just gives you a guideline that you want to look above the blue line. And then there's a red line, which is for defensive actions, because if a player is on the ball a lot, they're not going to have as many opportunities to do defensive actions. So that red line's really small here. Above that, pressure's attempted here for Somerset. Dag Andreas Somerset. That's a great name. It's pretty decent for all players, but once we look at it compared to defensive midfielders here, or attacking midfielders here, we see he's above that despite it looking like a poor metric. So yes, just kind of like an extra visual tip to information that's already there. You've already got the percentile that the passes completed are in, but it just kind of brings it round and makes it easier when I was trying to explain things earlier.
There you go. So that's where we are. There's also a question as well that can you get this skin anywhere? Cyclocraft skin. Can you get the training wheel skin?
You can't get it with the training wheels. Although it's something that I already kind of had available, so I could add it for you today. There aren't any plans to update the skin. In terms of, as I said, the only things that Tony's got here that isn't part of the most recent release is his logo, the training wheels. That, as I said, that information is already there. Just look around where the passes completed circle is. So we can see passes completed slice is there. It lines up. Just reference off that point, and it inverts. So if you're in the 80th percentile for passes completed, defensive actions, you want above the 20th percentile. If you're in the 30th percentile for passes completed, you want above the 70th.
That makes complete sense. Makes complete sense. Excellent. Cool. Well, our scouts are doing some work in the background as well. Interesting that Dag Andreas Somerset is showing up because I think we had him on the shortlist for Rakuv, but look at this transfer value, 25 grand.
Buffon?
His Buffon is exceptional. He's out of contract in December. What happened to Farrell, asks Haha. So we lost the league title on the final day of the season, and then obviously moved and went to Poland, and the less said about that the better. Really, we had a year that was decent, and then we had a year of torture. It wasn't very good. We didn't play very well, so then we got sacked, sadly. So here we are. But yeah, this is the situation with Somerset.
Does look quite good.
He looks all right, doesn't he? Like him,
well, not brilliant, but affordable. And
Yeah.
wages though.
Sorry, wages.
Wages
oh, yeah,
are
yeah, it's
scary.
going to be a lot. Yeah, he's currently on 500 quid. So for 27 years old as well, he's a leader. Do you end up paying for that? Possibly.
Well, you're potentially going to lose a leader in the dressing room with Joe McNabb, so you need one.
Yeah, and obviously, we might lose. Let's go to the squad again. We might lose Amane. We might lose Convig. So we're saving a bit of cash. Whether or not we'll get any of that cash back in terms of wage budget, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. So
this is actually a good point to look at the finances. So one aspect I was looking at the other night was your wage commitments. So you are currently, what's your wage budget in pounds? The wage budget is
36,000, and we're spending 51,000.
So if you go to salary commitments,
Yeah.
you're 15 grand above your wage budget, and then sort by wages. So you've got the highest wage earners at the top for this year.
So 32, yeah.
So you've got to save 15 grand, right? That is your 7, 8, 9. Your top four earners there. If you sell them, you'll eventually get under your wage budget. Now, I would question whether it's worth keeping them around and just waiting for those players' contracts to expire at the end of this year. Because being able to sell all those players and then replace them when you still, even then, only have an absolute sliver of wage budget to work with. I think it might be worth just accepting that you're going to be over wage budget as long as the board don't go mad at you.
Yeah. What about someone like Amane, who's got 3 years left on his deal? Like, is he the only one that you would consider trying to get some money for?
Absolutely. Probably...
Actually, Matthias has got a contract till 2034 as well, so... I think Deep Ahmed's out of contract at the end of the season, isn't he? So, and so is Bahari.
So what I generally be thinking would be not to actively look to sell them. If bids come in, like don't devalue what you could potentially get by transfer listing them and then getting lowballed offers as a result.
Yeah.
But if they can stick around for 6 months and you then sell them in January, Teams that play winter leagues tend to pay a little bit higher in January anyway.
Yeah.
And then you're in a position as well in January, because that's going to be your new season. Players' contracts will have expired, that you can replace them. So selling a Mane now when you wouldn't be able to replace him,
it makes no sense.
just
does it?
you're cutting your nose off to spite your face. But you are saving. What's $3,000 times 26? 75 grand over the course of the next 6 months.
Yeah.
You're already 3 million in debt.
2.5 million now. The board have given us a little bit of money. So, yeah, fine. Like, we've obviously sold the DVDs of the friendly. So, everyone's enjoyed that. Let's watch the first match, shall we? Let's nudge on to the first match against Elfsborg, and then we'll call that a night. Because what we're on? Oh shit, 12:30. Yikes! I've enjoyed this, by the way, Mustaman. This has been awesome.
It's been good fun.
I hope everyone else has been enjoying it as well, and I hope that you've managed to learn some stuff. I've learned some stuff. I'm not sure I could explain what I've learned back, but I definitely feel like I've learned something.
I can't remember a single thing that we've discussed, and that's wonderful.
Excellent.
It's been 3.5 hours of great fun. Would I be able to repeat any of it? Nah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is ultimately the test of time, isn't it? You know, modern up the story, up the Tony. Thank you very much, mate. McKinsey's also nice. McKinsey's nice. We like McKinsey. Console, I've got more questions than when I started. Good. I like that. I have questions. We're not going to Dino Zagreb about it. Even Cola. 725 quid. That's quite a lot. Okay, so every player that we're looking for is essentially going to be free, and also doesn't want to be paid.
Yeah.
You know? So we're looking for volunteers, really, rather than footballers.
Do they accept payment in crisps or other form of potato snacks?
I can't afford the crisps. They've got to be volunteers. Unfortunately. Right. Medical introduction. Like, literally just show it to the player who keeps getting injured. That's the one.
That is like half your squad, though, isn't it? Right? I swear we've looked through like 4 or 5 players, and it's just been pages and pages of injuries.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. Right, Matthias now says he wants to play with better players. Okay, that's fine. If a club comes in
He's your most expensive
with a reasonable bid, 1.8 million. Out you go, mate. Let's see if we can get some cash for you. Let's see if we can get $4,000 off the wage bill. Because, yeah, he's not bringing anything in, is he? At the minute. Have I ever been to Dublin? I have been to Dublin Modern. It's very, very nice. I probably couldn't give you any recommendations of where to go. I've only been once, but it was cool. I enjoyed it. Lucas, we're in season 9, 2032 in Sweden. Do we have staff? Yes and no. We've got some job adverts out for staff. So hopefully we'll bring some in. Any players in the reserves stealing a living? Good question. Liam Alm I quite like, by the way. I might move him up. What do you think, Musterman?
So, all right, 78 minutes playing senior time, so the stats aren't going to be very useful to us. Not enough minutes to judge on. Attribute-wise, like he's okay on the ball. Scary defensively.
Yeah. But better attacking-ish.
You also have about 400 central midfielders.
True, there is that. Okay. Jan Backlund, unambitious. He's just a crap Highland, isn't he? Like
He's also out for quite a while, I think.
Yeah, like I think he's turned up with that haircut to try and be like, oh yeah, Highland's my favourite player. And you're like, right, okay, good. Now this
I like this Erling Nygaard, not in terms of his ability, but I like that it feels like he's got his name, like Erling, that's clearly named after Haaland. Yeah. Nygaard feels like a cross between Benjamin Nygren and Christian Norgard. He's just hedging his bets. Yeah, he changed his name by deed poll as like a 13-year-old to try and improve his chances of making it.
Yeah, he's 6'1". He's wanted by Hammarby and Malmo, so he might be all right. Yeah, I'm literally basing it on that. Sebastian Mustafa as well. 18, 6'2", brave, has a left foot. Guess who's getting called up into the first team?
I mean, he can play in defence. That alone probably makes him like guaranteed bench material.
I think so.
I mean, he can't head, he can't tackle, he can't concentrate, he can't mark. His positioning and aggression are questionable, but he can stand in a defensive position.
Yeah, I mean, he's no good when he gets there, but he knows where the defence is. Kent Gustafsson, 14 appearances, so he has definitely got some data.
Where's he been playing?
Fullback. That looks of it. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Kent Gustafsson. Yeah, right back. Only one's centre back.
Perfect. I mean, so 8% tackle win rate's good. 58% header win rate's a little below average.
Yeah.
Well, a bit below average.
Still
more than half.
Possessions won is good. I'm sorry, let's put those back on the fullbacks. No. Yeah, dribbles are good, possessive passes are good, pressures is good. Okay.
I'm looking at as a fullback. Sorry, rather than a centre back.
Oh, I put the wrong one. Yeah. Oh, there you are. Yeah.
I mean, again, he plays in defence, so that's useful. You don't have cover at right back or left back, really.
That's true.
And he's doing solid. Not great, but solid. For a 19-year-old, can't knock that.
Pele Carlson, 5'6", 19, unambitious, aggressive. I mean, what? What is he doing? What is he doing?
That's small man syndrome.
He's won 60% of his headers, and he's 5'6".
Credit where it's due.
Yeah. At least he's having a go. We'll see. We'll see. Do you wish you had this system in HIFK? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I think it would have been interesting. It certainly wouldn't have been any worse than just the system we had, which was, you know, everyone is that we can't buy anybody because we've got a transfer ban. So Tommy Svensson, wanted by Mainz. Let's just get him promoted straight away, shall we? It says one of the best players at the club. Wolf Balderson. Oliver Sell. Aggressive striker, 17 years old.
Where's he from? I don't recognise that badge.
It's Norway, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, so it is.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, youngsters seem to be all right. Youngsters are fine. Let's do our match, and then we'll raid off, shall we? So, right, what are we thinking? Are we
console.
thinking, sorry, go.
I mean, technically, I think Phil Jones's favourite header still counts as a header one.
Yeah.
Even if it was on the ground.
Yeah, and it was. It absolutely was. Wrist stitches out for 3 weeks. That's not ideal. And
that is.
And Mustafa's injured as well.
The useful thing is you've definitely got a backup player too for a stitch. That you're full of strikers that are 6'5" tall and know how to score.
No.
No.
No, not really. No. We have. I mean, I've got a 6'1" striker who doesn't know how to score. So, yeah, we've got a bit of that.
He's not been given much of a chance, to be fair. What was it? He's only played like 30 minutes. Maybe this is his chance.
He's getting his chance now. So this is his moment. We've got Tommy Svensson as well. 16-year-old winger. Kent Gustafsson could maybe be on the bench, possibly.
I do have an issue with Kent Gustafsson.
Dear, what is it?
He's got the name of a 40-year-old man. I don't know why. But I can't believe that anyone called Kent could ever be 19.
True. It's like having like a baby Ian or baby Keith. It's just not a thing.
Exactly.
Is it? Yeah. Right. Here we go then. Yeah, like looking at a baby going, oh, look at that. Gary. Like, no. it's not. You can't look at a baby called Gary or like a female called Barbara. Let's call the baby Barbara. June. Like,
do you reckon there are any Junes left in the world? I feel like June Whitfield was like the last.
I would imagine so, yeah. Like, surely it's not like they must be out with the dead names already. Like, because Gary's and Ian's are on the way out, aren't they?
Understandably so.
Yeah. As a Swedish guy, I could agree that Kent is a very odd name.
Ian S, if you're in, that's not a knock on your name. One of my middle names is Ian. It's all good.
Yeah.
But
see, well, yeah. But you've had to hide it, though, haven't you? In amongst other names.
Exactly.
April, May, and June. There you go. Yeah. Console's right. It's there somewhere.
I reckon that April would have had a surge in popularity after Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Agreed.
Like a very short-term one. There's probably like 200,000 46-year-old Aprils in the world, but none before and none after.
I mean, it's interesting because there's also 200,000 Donatellos that now walk around the streets around about the same time. Couldn't move for Raphaels in my school.
I had 4 shredders in my year.
Oh God! Did you ever hear about Bebop and Rocksteady getting detention all the time? Right, we've conceded a free kick already. This isn't the game plan from the friendly, is it? That's fine. It was fine, absolutely fine. Right, we didn't check where Elfsborg were in the. Oh, they're only third. This is okay, isn't it? Oh, here we go. Andy McNabb. Ayari. Oh, Vent can't quite get there. Josefferson. Highland. He's got a booking already. Yahaya. Jekovic inside. Convig. Oh, not a bad effort from Vent from distance.
Oh, not bad at all. I always get nervous when those highlights go on that long, man.
Yeah. Something has to happen, surely. Then it doesn't. 0-0.
I mean, I guess a draw at home would be pretty good.
Against third
I
in
mean,
the
yeah,
league.
we'd like to win.
It moves us a point away from Orebro. We've still not had a clear cut chance. We don't do them.
Wonder goals only.
Yeah. Yeah. Great pressure. Here we go. Josefsson. Give us the ball away. That's not good. One back. Look at this. Look at how the team work, Musterman.
I'm just so nervous. Why am I this nervous? It's not even my team.
Josefsson, vent. Yes. Play the Rasmus.
Boom. How does that song go? In the shadow.
Yeah, that's the one.
Something like that.
That's the one.
Nothing like that.
No, it sounds exactly like that. What a goal that is. I've set a holiday up for a year and went on my phone. How long will it take? I don't know. Tejal. It's going to depend upon your PC. It's going to depend upon where you've gone on your holidays. How many leagues you got loaded up. Did you put priority boarding on? What are you trying to do ultimately with holiday mode? Okay, so is this suggesting we've got the ball down our left hand side quite a bit, which is good because we want Ayaya to do it. Are you on console? I've got no idea.
Yeah, you've got it. A lot of that plays going down that left hand side, which is cool. But you can also see the width being provided on the right, so you've got a lot. You've got quite a bit of heat map right down near the byline on the right, which is quite nice. That's the side that your high is getting further forwards.
Yeah. Sorry, let me. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Everything's fine so far. Everything's fine. I mean, look at this. We're up to 7th. Like, literally. 5 points behind Gothenburg. Only 7 points behind Djurgården. I mean, this would be quite a turnaround, wouldn't it?
We're gonna win the league.
Yeah, yeah.
Is a thing that I say before disaster.
Yeah, and then what we're gonna do? We're gonna get on the phone to Rakhuf and just be like, see, did get 11 points. Shut up. Right. I'm conscious I should probably start to make some substitutions given the fact that players are now tiring, but
do you have any players?
I haven't got any players that can come on. Exactly. Yeah. The players that can come on are 14. Oh. That's poor. That is very poor.
It's not good, that's for sure. Oh, that is shocking.
How does this guy's what's it called? How does his expected goals percentage change off the back of that?
It's got to drop surely. Well, I don't know because the actual goal was an open goal from like 2 yards out. That's going to be a high XG chance.
True. Actually, you know what? No, let's put Shaker on. Get some. I know Josefsson's playing well, but I want Shaker on there to run at players.
If it's any consolation, I've played alongside doing it, and the game's just finished 1-1 with our goalkeeper scoring an own goal. So it seems like there's nothing you can do.
Interesting.
It's
interesting.
Fake. We also beat Scott Fart or whatever they're called 10-0.
Nice. I mean, look at this. We've got 11 shots. They've only had 8. We had 62% of the ball. Our pass completion's 90%. Our tackles are only 69 though. We've made a
Okay,
couple of
I
changes.
also generated exactly 0.88 XG, which is what you're on at the moment.
Wow, hang on, this is weird then.
Spooky.
So you're trying to say that everything is predetermined and there's no random generator at all?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Come on.
Tuckman. McNabb. Go on, Tuckman. Iari. Oh, he's at the post. We've still got the ball.
Aaron called it.
Here's Shaker. Oh, gives it away. Oh. It's interesting though, isn't it? We don't look too bad. I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll take that as a performance.
Look at that momentum. You were dominating all the way through, and it's an error from the keeper.
Yeah. That was our match.
That's a pretty encouraging start.
Yeah. Superb.
It's all downhill from here.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's already like, we were great in the friendly. And, the problem is here, now we say this is a great performance and result. You should be delighted. They're going to be upset. If they say unlucky, we were unlucky. Great. Iari's like, what? No.
You need to have an option that says, "Hey guys, you should all be proud of yourself, except Habila. Habila is buying you all dinner tonight."
Yeah, there should be an option that just says, "Habila, do you want to say anything? Like just any words? You're all welcome to take one thing from Habila's bag or house."
Including family members or partners.
Yeah, exactly. So do that. Right. Okay. It's fine. One match down. We can build on this. Musterman, this was awesome. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, my dude. This is great.
This has been brilliant. As I say, if you haven't followed Musterman, you need to get that changed. Go and drop Musterman a follow. Show him some love. I think we have to go and do a raid now. So let's see who's about. Is there anyone we've not seen before? That'll be interesting. Right. Do you know what? I've not seen this guy before. Okay. He does say he's very religious, but he's doing a Pentagon challenge. So go and say hello. Right. I'm going off to bed. But Musterman, thank you very much indeed. We are not back tomorrow because I'm away with work. I'll be back on Friday. Okay, so take care of yourselves, everyone. Enjoy the FM show, by the way, this week. Zealand and Stand. It's going to be a banger. And tune in to see Musterman tomorrow on the league. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Speak to you all soon. All the best. Bye now.